Live. Hello, good afternoon, my dear J Warriors. I know the wait is finally over for your next shift, the next day, and a new beginning with full josh and full energy. And I want everybody to join in the session right away, right now. Share this link in all the Telegram groups, in all the WhatsApp statuses, everywhere. Wherever you are there, make sure that all your friends, all your batchmates, be it in your coaching, be it in your school, be it in your college, in your society, are tuned into the #1 JEE English channel in the country. In fact, not just the #1, the only JEE English channel in the country, and that's your Vedantu JEE English. And we have over here our amazing master teacher, our Dronacharya of Ekalavya, and our maths discussion will start any moment now within the next 2-3 minutes. But let me tell you, there are many students who are little disappointed. There are some students who are extremely delighted and also waiting for their JEE Mains results, because they know that the paper has gone well. They know that they might be getting a really good score. So I want all the students who are expecting about 95 percentile to put a red heart in the chat box right away, right now. And if you're getting below 95 percentile, then put up another heart, maybe a blue heart in the chat box. So red heart means above 95 percentile, blue heart means below 95 percentile. I want to know the mood of the audience. I want to know the status of the audience. And if your paper has not yet started, just chumma write down, sir, we are still legends, sir. Hold on, sir. We are going to write the paper. So put up red heart or blue heart. Very good, Vimla. Wow. So you know why we did that? Vikas sir will tell you.
Yeah, hi students. So I can see a lot of red hearts in the chat, which makes me very excited. So guys, of course, many of you have already written your JEE Main examination in the January 27 shift or in today's shift, and some of you will be done in today's evening shift. And the obvious question is, what lies ahead? What is next? Okay, because you are now free from your JEE Mains, so you cannot waste your time, because time is precious now. Like as the JEE Advanced date is coming nearer and nearer, the time gains more and more importance. Like 1 hour today is not going to be as important. Like the importance of 1 hour will go on increasing as we approach the exam date. So I'm here to tell you that what you guys need to do next. All those of you who are expecting above 95 or 96 percentile, you guys have to start thinking about the next mountain that you have to scale, and that mountain is JEE Advanced examination. And how we are going to play a role in that, or rather how we are going to help you scale that mountain, is through this Ekalavya program. I'm pretty sure that you guys are already aware of this Ekalavya program. If not, do your Google search. Spend about 40 minutes on internet to find out what Ekalavya program is, Vedantu's Ekalavya program, what it has achieved in the past 3 years. There are numerous sessions, there are numerous testimonials from students, from parents, that tell about the wonders that this program can do, and you do not want to miss out on this program. So those of you who are very confident that they are going to score more than 96 percentile, you guys must join Ekalavya. Ekalavya is a rank booster program. It's a dedicated program where we prepare students for JEE Advanced examination. And mind you, we just focus on JEE Advanced only. Like the entire focus will be on JEE Advanced, and you will realize the difference between being focused on Advanced and being focused on JEE Main or any other examination. So highly specialized course for JEE Advanced. So you want to join this batch, and what you have to do to join this batch. So guys, can we go back to the previous?
Yeah.
So guys, this is a QR code. Okay, you scan this QR code, and this will take you to a Telegram channel. Okay, you join the Telegram channel, because all the further instruction about joining this batch will be given
in the QR code. As well as there is a link in the Telegram, in the description box for joining the Telegram group. You can click on this particular link as well. See, there is a link over here for the Ekalavya 2024 batch. Click on that link if you are interested. I'm not saying you will join, but if you're interested, please click on this link and be a part of the Telegram, because all the updates are going to come over here.
Yes, actually, any aspirant who is thinking about IIT must be present in this group, because not only it is a window, or not it's a gateway to the batch, where here we also share a lot of relevant content for JEE Advanced examination. So even if you could not make to this batch, so this batch is a free batch, but there is a eligibility criteria in terms of the percentile that you're going to score. So it's free monetary wise, amount wise it is free, but it is not free when it comes to your merits. Okay, you need to score more than 96 percentile to be a part of this batch. So all those of you who fail to score 96 percentile and yet you want to prepare for JEE Advanced examination, we will be sharing relevant content. We will be giving you relevant instructions over this channel. So be a part of this channel. Either scan the QR code or the link was given in the description. You join that channel and all the further instructions will be given to you. Do make a point to inquire about this program if you don't know about it already, because you don't want to regret later thinking that why did I not inquire enough about this program? It could have changed the direction of my life.
Correct.
All right. So ensure that you're doing that. And I'm reiterating, join that Telegram channel. All those of you who are slated to get more than 96 percentile, the doors of this batch are open for you. All right. And we will ensure that we see you on the other side of the IIT gate come this July. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, my dear students, remember one thing, this is not just going to be JEE Advanced, but there are other things that you will also be preparing for. These are unsaid rules. Whenever we claim something, we always do more than what has been promised. You never under deliver. So that's a hidden thing. And if you are not able to make to Ekalavya, don't worry. You always have the JEE Mains second attempt course, which is going to start in February. And eventually you will be a part of Ekalavya. Eventually you will see that your entry doors for Ekalavya will open. So my dear students, if you're not able to make to Ekalavya, don't worry. The JEE Mains second attempt crash course is going to start. And regards to the paper level difficulty of the morning shift, physics was easy, chemistry was again NCERT based, maths was little bit tougher than before. That's what students are saying. Are you also seeing the same things? Please let me know. Confirm it in the chat box right now by putting up a thumbs up or smashing the like button right away right now. Maths was little bit more difficult. Physics was straightforward. That's what students are saying.
Yes,
just like before.
Physics has always been easy, and in this shift also it was pretty easy. Chemistry was also on the easier side. Maths was a little bit as usual, like the previous two shifts that we saw on January 27. Similar kind of feedback we are receiving from the students.
Okay, so are you guys geared up for the paper discussion? Let's invite Namrata ma'am for starting off with maths. I know you guys are always eager to start with maths first. So here we start with maths first. So Namrata ma'am will be joining, and make sure you are a part of this program, and Vikas sir will be personally mentoring all of you, and we are going to take care of your mains as well as any other exam, be it BITSAT or JEE Advanced. We want to see you in IITs very soon. So let's start with the paper discussion. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to interact with the students. All the best, students. Those of you are having your shift in upcoming days, and all those of you who have given the shift, do not forget to join the Telegram channel. You are going to find wonderful things there. All right. Bye, students. Take care.
Yes. All right. So let's begin with the maths discussion coming up right now. Let's get Namrata ma'am. All right. So physics will start after this. Even chemistry paper is almost ready. As usual, ma'am is going to write everything on the board. That's the best part about mathematics. Yes. Power physics teachers only have to wait for the printed slides. So, okay. Very good, ma'am. Awesome. So let's begin with the maths discussion.
All right, my ninja warriors. How are you all? Let me just straight away go to the very first question. All right, let me just grab the pen. Okay. Okay, so the very first question in the chat box, what do you think? From which topic I'm going to write the very first question? So very first question is from your favorite topic, which is sequence and series. Very easy question which says geometric progression. So there is a GP which has 64 terms in total. So this GP is having 64 terms in total. This is given to you, and it is given to you that sum of n terms of total series will be equal to sum of 7 times sum of n terms of odd number of series. Are you getting my point? That means if I write A1, A2, A3 and all the way up to A64, they are saying that Sn total is equal to 7 times Sn odd, and what you are looking for is the value of common ratio. Right? So let me just write it. Sn total, that means A1 plus A2 plus A3 and all the way up to 64. So there are 64 terms. That would be equal to 7 times odd number of terms. What do you mean by this? A1 plus A3 plus A5 and all the way up to A65, right? If total 64 terms are there now, that means 32 terms will be odd terms, 32 terms will be even terms. So this is 32 terms in total and this is 64 terms in total. right? So sum of 64 terms would be what? So a r raised to power 64 minus 1 upon r minus 1 is equals to 7 times. Now a1 is a3 is ar square. So can you see in here first term is still a, but the common ratio is nothing but r square. So common ratio will be r square raised to power 32 minus 1 upon r square minus 1. That's the formula. Now the solution part is extremely easy. Once you form this equation now, the solution next steps are extremely easy. Let me just write it. So can you see r raised to power 64 minus 1, r raised to power 64 minus 1 is gone. A and A is gone. Now here r minus 1, r square minus 1. So I can write 1 upon r minus 1 is equals to 7 upon r plus 1, r minus 1. These two are also getting cancelled out. R plus 1 is equals to 7, r is equals to 6. Extremely easy question from sequence and series. Yes. Yes. 60, yes, not 65, so sorry, 65 means 63 terms. Absolutely right. But still, 32 terms. Yes, 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 in the chat box. Yes, corrected. I hope this question is clear to you. So the very first question was absolutely easy, right? Let me talk about the second question is from permutation and combination, which says that we need to figure out rank of the word. Rank of the word G20. Yes, rank of the word G20, right? Yes. Is today's paper hard? So basically today's paper was relatively harder than the very first paper, but maths is coming as expected. It is not that difficult or that calculative. Actually, so I'll get all the problems, then I'll be able to short tell you, because right now I'm having only 7 to 8 problems. So 7 to 8 problems, based on those 7 to 8 problems, it is not at all that difficult or that lengthy, right? But not easy, of course. Maths never comes very easy doable, right? So rank of the word G20. So how to write it? So basically, first of all, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so E is the very first letter, right? Alphabetically, I want to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, okay, O, P, Q, R, S, T, W, and Y. Right, this is alphabetical order. So letters starting with word E. How many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But can you see 2 T's are exactly same. So 7 letters are there. So this would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 1, 7. So 6 factorial by 2 factorial. Why? Because 2 T's are here. 2 T's are alike. So this would be what? 720. So by 2, that is 360. So word starting with E would be 360. Now word starting with G is something which I am interested in. So word starting with G. So the very first priority after G would be given to E, and the next priority would be given to N. Right? So both will be similar. Now what we will be having is 5 letters after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 factorial by 2 factorial. 5 factorial by 2 factorial. So that would be what? 60 plus 60. Right? So GE, GN, and then my letter GT. Yes. Now GT is fixed. Now after GT, which letter is gonna get the priority? GTE. So my letter doesn't start, my word doesn't start with GTE. What about after GTE? So GTN. Again, I am not interested in GTN. And then GTT. I am not at all interested in GTT as well. I am interested in GTT. After T, I am gonna get GTW. And after GTW, naturally, organically, if GTW is fixed, what would be the priority of the letters? So GTW is fixed, E will be there, and then automatically N will be there, then T will be there, and then Y will be there. That's how we are going to count. Okay, so this is 60. Now GTE is fixed. If GTE is fixed, so this would be what? 4 factorial. GTN is fixed, 4 factorial. GTT is fixed, 4 factorial, and G20 is the next letter 1. So just count it out. 360 60, 60 is 120. 24, 24, 24, 4 3s are 12, 72 plus 1. So 3, 7, 8, 9. 553 is the rank of 3. Okay? Yes? Can we guess tomorrow paper will be tougher than this paper? No, no, no. Levels are absolutely similar. Let me just tell you, levels are not very, very different. It's just slightly here and there. Nothing very much difference. Okay? But yes, there might be one paper which might be extremely tough. Do not worry about the toughness. If the paper is tougher now, you will get good marks. Do not worry about that. Okay, 553. No, 523 is incorrect. 553, it is absolutely right. No error in this question. No error. This is memory based, but still this question is absolutely right. Third question is from the one of the high weighted chapters, binomial theorem. Let me just write down the question over here. Okay, so from binomial theorem, question is given 11c 1 upon 2 plus 11c 2 upon 3 plus 11c 3 upon 4 and all the way up to 11c 9 upon what 10 is given as n upon m. We are looking for value of n plus m, where n and m are co-prime. Right, it is given to you. Now, can you see this? Can I write this in summation form? This question is based on sigma form, right? So, sigma r is equals to 1. So, r is starting from 1 to 9. Okay, can you see this? From 1 to 9, correct? And it is 11 cr. 1 to 9. Whole upon, can you see this is 2, this is 3, so this is r plus 1. Check, check, check. The moment I put 1 now, I will get 11c 1 upon 2. Correct? The moment I put 2, I'll get 11c 2 upon 3. This is correct, right? So now we have a property, by the way. So this r plus 1 is creating trouble for us. If there was no r plus 1, if there was no denominator, then we would have added this very nicely, very smoothly. I want to get rid of this r plus 1. We have a property which I already told you yesterday, that if you see NCR, you can write it as n upon r, n minus 1 cr minus 1. And you know what? This time I'm going to apply this reverse property. So NCR is equals to n upon r. So this n and r will come in front and 1 will get subtracted from this. Now I want to apply reverse property. So n by r, n minus 1 cr minus 1 can be written down as NCR. Okay. So how am I going to do that? So basically I don't have n over here. Can you see n is missing? So n upon r plus 1 should be there. N is missing. So I'll be multiplying 12 and dividing it by 12. So now this is this, okay? So this, if I combine these two, if I apply the property r is equals to 1 to 9, this will become 12c r plus 1. That's it. 1 upon 12 is still over here. Cool, correct, absolutely right. Now just expand it. We've got the rid of r plus 1. Now we can expand it nicely. 1 by 12 will be staying outside. R is equals to 1. So 12c2 plus 12c3 plus 12c4 and all the way up to the moment I put this 12c10. Okay, so now you know this property, right? Which property is 12c0 plus 12c1 plus 12c2 से लेके 12c12 will be 2 raised to power 12. Isn't it? You know this. So I just need to have the complete series. So 12c0 and 12c1 are missing. 12c11 and 12c12 are missing. These 4 terms are missing. So let me just write it as 2 raised to power 11 minus 12c0 minus 12c1 minus 12c11 minus 12c12. These 4 terms I have subtracted and upon 12 is here. So this is 2 raised to power 12. So 2 raised to power 12 is what? 4096 minus 1 minus 12. Minus 1 minus 12 minus 1 minus 12 upon 12 is your n upon m. Right? Now just calculate it. Let me know your answer. So it will become what? 4070 by 12. So 4070 by 12 is equals to n upon m, and that would be equal to 2035 by 6. So n plus m you all know. 2041 will be the answer. Yes? Okay. Clear? Perfect. 20. So if you add this, 2041 will be the correct answer. Absolutely right. Is this correct? Shall I move on to the fourth question? Fourth question, guess what? It's from the world of differential equation, and the fourth question says that, okay, fourth question is from differential equation. Nice. So the question is 1 plus y square. Very easy question again from differential equation, 1 plus y square. Then we have 1 plus ln x dy, okay, and that would be equal to x dy is equals to 0. We need to solve this differential equation. So what to do about this? So first of all, okay, so this is dx. The first term is dx. This is dx. What to do? How to do? So first of all, we can just shift this 1 plus y square below this dy, right? So 1 plus ln x is sorted. It is here. This is variable separable form, by the way. And this x, if I divide whole equation by x, I'll be getting x over here. Plus, if I divide whole equation by 1 plus y square, it will become dy plus 1 plus y square integral. Okay, so this integration is absolutely normal, right? So this is tan inverse y is equals to constant k. What about this integration? The moment I put this as t, na, 1 plus ln x is equals to t. So 1 by x dx will be equals to dt, right? So dx by x will be gone, dt. So t dt ka integration. So that would be t square by 2 plus tan inverse y is equals to k. Correct? Yes, variable separable, 100%, absolutely right. So t square, just put the value of t. So 1 plus ln x ka whole square by 2 plus tan inverse y is equal to k. This is your correct answer. Okay? Right? Fourth question from differential equation. Not a very tough question. Simple variable separable. So this year, yesterday also, 27 January shift 1 also, they also were having variable separable question. Very easy questions like this. Okay? Okay. All right. Fifth question. Fifth question is from probability, and you know what? From probability, the question is from my favorite topic, and the question is like this. Let a die or dice, you can call die or dice are same thing, is rolled, let a dice rolled till you get 2, till you obtain 2. That means what are you doing? You are actually taking a die, you are rolling it till you are getting a 2. If you are getting a 2 now, then you are like, okay, done, dusted, okay? But the question says the probability that, question is asking you the probability that 2 is obtained on even number of toss. On even number of toss. What does that mean? That simply means that, so case number 1, basically what we are doing is I am rolling a die and I am not getting a 2. So case number 1, I am not getting a 2 and I am getting a 2. So I rolled it first time, I am not getting a 2. I rolled it second time because second time, that means even number of times. So I am getting a 2. Case number 2, I am not getting a 2, I am not getting a 2, I am not getting a 2. That means I am rolling it first time, I am not getting it. I am rolling it for the second time, I am not getting it. I am rolling it for the third time, I am not getting it. But fourth time I am getting it. Can you see? Second time I am getting it, fourth time I am getting it, and then sixth time. So basically 5 times I am getting something else, but 6th time, and so on. So basically what I need to do is probability of getting a 2. If I roll a dice, probability of getting a 2 is 1 by 6, and probability of not getting a 2, that means I can get 1, 3, 5, 6. So that would be 5 by 6. So overall probability is very easy. So first, let us assume that I am getting a 2 on second number. So that would be, so I am not getting a 2 first, and then I am getting a 2 plus. Now I am getting a 2 on the fourth number of toss. So not getting a 2, not getting a 2, not getting a 2. So first 3 times I'm not getting a 2, but now I'm getting a 2. Are you getting my point? Next, 5 times I'm not getting a 2, but 6th time, so this is power 5, but 6th time I'm getting a 2, and this will go up to infinity. So this is infinite geometric progression. Your probability will be what? 5 by 6 into 1 by 6 plus 5 by 6 ka cube into 1 by 6 plus 5 by 6 ki power 5 into 1 by 6 and all the way up to infinity. So this probability will be equal to what? 5 by 6 into 1 by 6, infinite geometric progression. First term upon 1 minus, what is the common ratio? Who is going to tell me? So common ratio, this is 5. Common ratio is 5 by 6 ka square. So 5 by 6 ka whole square. So this is 5 by 36. 36 minus 25 is 11 by 36. So 5 by 11 is the correct answer. Who is going to tell me in the chat box? Absolutely right. Yes, can questions get repeated? 100% questions are getting repeated. In fact, I have a question which I'll be going in the second turn because I'm not having the exact correct question. It is the exact question was there in 27 January shift 1, the exact. Okay. Okay, okay, so this is not no, I have not written anything below this. Okay. So it's still visible. Okay, got it, Yashwant, got it. Yes. Yes, I'm not gonna write. Okay, 5th question done. Now we have a 6th question. Okay, so 6th question, let me just write down my 6th question. All right. So my 6th question is from limits. Actually, limits and Leibniz theorem, L'Hopital rule. Basically, 3 concepts are involved. L'Hopital rule, so limits is already there. L'Hopital rule and Leibniz. Okay, let me just write it down. So, limit of integration of x cube pi by 2 ka whole cube cos of t raised to power 1 by 3 dt whole upon x minus pi by 2 ka square, where limit x tend to pi by 2 minus. Okay, so this is the limit. So first of all, the moment we see any question from limit, now what should I do? I should be actually checking the form. The moment I put x equal to pi by 2, so this will become pi by 2 ka cube. This is pi by 2 ka cube already. So upper and lower limit both will be equal. So numerator is becoming 0, and the moment you plug in pi by 2 in the denominator, it will again become 0. 0 by 0 form is getting formed. Okay, 0 by 0 form is getting formed, and what we need to do is we need to apply Leibniz theorem. We need to apply L'Hopital. Okay, before applying L'Hopital, now what I'll be doing is I'll be making a question a bit easier. I'll be putting x is equals to pi by 2 minus h, because pi by 2 minus is there na. X is equals to pi by 2 minus h will make my question a little bit easier to solve. Okay, so x will be pi by 2 minus h, only x. So limit, now x is equals to pi by 2 minus x. The moment I put pi by 2 over here na, so limit h will be tending towards 0. Okay, so pi by 2 minus h will be tending towards 0. Okay, and integration of x cube, that means pi by 2 minus h ka whole cube, and over here it will remain pi by 2 ka cube cos of t ki power 1 by 3 dt, and whole upon we have, the moment I put pi by 2 minus h over here, it will become h square with a positive sign. Correct? Correct or not? Now apply Leibniz theorem, because the moment you put h ko 0, it will become 0 by 0 form. Applying L'Hopital plus Leibniz, because for the numerator I have to apply Leibniz. How to apply Leibniz, you know. So first of all, you need to put pi by 2 in place of t and differentiate pi by 2. So basically you will get 0, because differentiation of upper limit will give you 0. So the moment you put pi by 2, cos pi by 2 will be there, but pi by 2 will get differentiated, you will get positive, and then minus sign. Now what you need to do is you need to plug in the lower limit in place of t. So this will become cos of pi by 2 minus h. And now you need to differentiate the lower limit. So this will become 3 pi by 2 minus h ka square, and pi by 2 minus h derivative will give you a negative sign, so overall positive, and this will be 3h. Of course, limit h tend to 0 is there. Cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. So sin h upon 3h, and this will become 3. Okay, sorry, this is 2h. Okay, this is 2h. Sin h upon 2h and 3 times pi by 2 minus h ka whole square, limit h tend to 0. Okay, the moment you put, so this is 1. So 3 by 2, the moment you put 0, this will become pi by 2 ka whole square. Can you see 3 pi square by 8 is the correct answer? Yes, 3 pi by 8 is the correct answer. 3 pi square by 8. Yes, absolutely right. Mithilesh is writing superb problem. So yes, this question was actually very good question, I would say. Okay, so how many questions are done? Last question I'll be having. Okay, so let me just solve the last question. Okay, post that chemistry or physics, whatever is ready will be there. Okay, so last question is this. From again sequence and series, I told you, 2 questions minimum. So out in this, which question we were doing? 7th, yes. So 7th question we are doing. Out of 7, 2 were from sequence and series only. Did you notice this? High weighted chapter if you are asking. Okay, so the question says A6 is given as 2, and it is given that A1, A4 and A5 maximum value for an AP. So arithmetic progression is given for an AP. Arithmetic progression 6th term is given as 2, and A1, A4, A5 maximum is basically for this expression to be maximum. Yes, for this expression, for A1, A4, A5 to be maximum, calculate D. So we want this expression to be maximum, and we are looking for common difference. Did you get the idea? A6 is given as 2. Solution of this equation will require what? So first of all, we need to calculate this expression in terms of D, right? And for this expression to be maximum, we need to differentiate this expression with respect to D and equate it to 0. Get the value of D and you are done and dusted. This is the question. Okay. Right, so A1, A4, A5. Now A6, A plus 5D is given as what? 2. So A is given as 2 minus 5D. Correct? 2 minus 5D. Now A1, A4 and A5 will be equal to, tell me. So A1 would be what? A only. A4 is what? A plus 3D. A5 is what? A plus 4D. Correct? So this is 2 minus 5D. 2 minus 5D plus 3D, 2 minus 5D plus 4D. This is your expression. Okay. Now, I won't be writing below this. I'll be writing on the next page. So, 2 minus 5D will remain as it is. So, A1, A4, A5 will be equals to 2 minus 5D. And we have what? 2 minus 2D. 2 minus 2D. Or you can say 2D minus 2 directly. Okay. And 2 minus D, so D minus 2. This is what you're getting. Right? Perfect. Can I take 2 common from here? So it will become 2. 2 minus 5D. And this is D minus 1, D minus 2. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Let it remain as it is. And this is D square minus 3D plus 2. Take minus sign common. So minus 2 will be here. 5D minus 2 and D square minus 3D plus 2. Multiply it. 5D cube, can you see? And then minus 15D. And then plus 15D square. And then 5 2s are 10D. Minus 2D square. Minus plus 6D. And then minus 4. That's it. Minus 2 is outside. This is it. Okay. So the expression becomes what? 5d cube and minus 15 minus 17d square, 10 plus 6 plus 16d minus 4. Right? This is your expression, let's say E of d. We want this E of d to be maximum. Differentiate it. Differentiate this expression. So E dash d will be equal to what? Tell me. So minus 2 will remain outside. 15d square minus 34d and plus 16 is equals to 0. So E dash d will be equal to minus of 2. Let me know the splitting of this term. So this is 24 and 10. Yes, 24 and 10 will be the splitting, and I'll be getting 5d minus 8, 3d minus 2. 5d minus 8 and 3d minus 2 should be equals to 0. D is coming out as 8 by 5, comma 2 by 3. 8 by 5, comma 2 by 3. This is your common difference, right? Now we need to check for 8 by 5 or for 2 by 5. For which common difference my expression is becoming maximum. How do you do that? How do you do that? So it is very easy. So this is a cubic equation with negative leading coefficient. The graph of this cubic equation will look like what? Either this or this. Tell me which one is the correct graph. So this is the graph which is for leading coefficient positive. So this is rejected. This is your graph, and your basically maximum will occur at the larger values, so 8 by 5 and 2 by 3. So this will be your maximum. Maximum will be 8 by 5. So D is 8 by 5 and 2 by 3 is rejected, because at 2 by 3 my expression is becoming minimum. We can see via the help of the graph. Okay. Okay. Yes, Vivek, which mistake are you talking about? Yes, Vivek, which mistake are you talking about? Which mistake? I don't think so I have made any mistake in this. Absolutely, answers are absolutely correct. Okay, all right. Yes, you can substitute and see. Okay. All right. So now chemistry or physics will be discussed. Okay. So I'll be sending either Shreyas sir or Nandini ma'am for the discussion.
Hello everyone, let's start with the physics discussion right away, right now. Okay, so just give me a second. I'm just starting the physics paper discussion. Just 1 second. Yes. Welcome everyone. Let's begin with the physics paper discussion. Just 1 second. Okay, so let's begin. Everybody ready for the paper discussion? All right, so I think I have some 15 questions. We have some 15 questions. Let's begin with it. Where is the remote? Yep, there we go. Chalo, let's begin. Thank you for trending WPWP. All the warrior pandos, whistle podoing. Thank you so much, Rocky Madhu. Thank you. Yes, Gryffindor team is also here. Vadial, Sabarna, good afternoon. And make sure you are smashing the like button for your captain for all the discussions that we are doing. Here comes the first question up on your screen. A block of mass 100 kg is moving along horizontal surface and it has some coefficient of friction. Find the work done against friction. So if you look at the level of the question, we have done much more difficult questions in work power energy. This was a straightforward question where you have a block and you are pushing it, or you are pushing it with some force. The obvious force of resistance will be the frictional force, and the frictional force will be mu mg because it is horizontal surface. That's it. Only normal is there and mg is there, nothing more. So the work done by our force, because this force magnitude wise will be equal to the friction, will be nothing but the force of friction multiplied by the displacement. Force of friction is mu mg, displacement is s, mu value is 0.4, the mass value is how much? 100 and into g into the displacement is basically 10. Solve this. I think you should get close to 3.9. Yeah, so we'll get it as 4. If you use g as 10, then you will get 4. If you use g as 9.8, then I think you should get it as 3.9. So it depends on what you have used the value of g as. All right? So just check this out if you are getting close to 3.9 or 4 kilojoules. Very good. Easy one. Yes, Varun, very, very easy. WPWB means all the warrior Pandus are whistle podoing, just like you whistle podo for your favorite Mahendra Singh Dhoni sir from Chennai Super Kings, one of the most best captains that we had in our Indian history in the last few years, right? Amazing team, right? Obviously we love all the other teams, but Dhoni sir is next level, right? Okay, so moving on. A particle is executing SHM with an amplitude A if the potential energy of system is 0 about the mean position. Find the ratio of total energy to the kinetic energy at x equals to A by 3. Okay, ratio of the energy is asked. What is the total energy of SHM? It is half k A square. Now, at x equals to A by 3, what will be the potential energy? Using the formula half k x square, it will be half k A by 3 square, which is half k A square by 9, which is total energy by 9. So what will be the kinetic energy? It will be the total energy minus potential energy. So it will be E minus E by 9, which is nothing but 8E by 9. That is the kinetic energy. But the question is total by kinetic. So total by kinetic. So what will I do? E shift k below, 9 goes on the top, 8 comes below. So therefore E by k is 9 by 8. If you wrote 8 by 9, it will be the wrong answer. How many of you got the correct answer as option B, my dear students? These are all memory based questions. See, if you say that, sir, in the exam it was A by 4, sir, this was not the question, guys, then you are forgetting the complete purpose of this session. The purpose of this session is not to give you the exact numbers which might have come, because these are memory based questions. Official paper will come after few days. But what are you using this for? For your next attempt, for your next shift, for clarity on the concepts. That is why you are using the session. So don't worry about the values here and there. Mainly focus on the concept and the application and the formulas or the theory which is used, right? Okay, keep smashing the like button, keep subscribing to the channel, because this is the #1 English channel in the country. And for special, we started with the South Indian students, and now we have a lot of students joining in from every part, every nook and corner of the country, and also outside the country. Thank you so much for loving us. Thank you so much for supporting us. Next question on your screen. Current is this much, find the charge. We did this as one of the elementary basic question in the flash series. Exact same question we have done, but the values were slightly different. Exact same thing we have done in the flash series, and the same thing has come in the examination, my dear warriors. So the charge flown is integral of current into time from 0 to t. Those are the limits, which are the limits of time. So integration starts from 0, goes on till 20 seconds. You have to integrate 20 plus 3 by 2 into t and dt. That's it. So 20 integration of dt plus 3 by 2 integration of t dt. All the limits are from 0 to 20, 0 to 20. Just do the math. 20 into integration dt is t, so it will become 20 plus 3 by 2. T's integration is t square by 2, so it will become 20 square by 2. Just check this out. This will become 400. this will become 400. Is that right? Is that right? Everybody with me? Very good. So what will this become? This will become 400. This 2, and this 4 will cancel. This will become 100, right? 100 into 3. 100 into 3. That's basically 300. So it should come out to be 700. So I think answers given over here are wrong. Maybe it should have been 700 over here. Then it would have been D option. Yes. How many of you got it? 1000 coulomb. No, just check this out. Just check this out. 3 by 2 T. So it should be T square by 2. So 20 square is 400 by 2. 2 2s are 4. 4 and 4 cancels, becomes 100. 100 into 3, 300. 20 into 20, 400. 400 plus 300, 700. Okay. So I think the options given were wrong over here. It's okay. I have just corrected it. Is that right? Oh, in the actual question, it was just 20 plus 3t, is it? Then forget that 2. Then forget that 2. Then if that 2 is not there, then what will happen? Then what will happen? This will just become 600. 600 plus 400 will become 1000. 600 plus 400 will become 1000. So if that 2 was not there. So I'm telling you both the answers. If 2 was there, then this is the answer. If 2 was not there, then the answer will be C, which is 1000 coulomb, right? Okay, don't worry about the other things. Moving on to the next one. Match the following. Match the following. This was a very straightforward question, directly theoretical based. And I have told you this again and again. In theoretical questions, usually they ask either the scientist name or the phenomena, or they give you the formula and the law associated with it, or maybe some event or some data and where is it used. Like last time they had given the wavelengths or the frequencies and the application of these electromagnetic waves. Direct question from NCERT. Direct question from NCERT. Okay. So my dear students, what is this? B dot dA. What is B dot dA? What is B dot dA, my dear warriors? B dot dA is Gauss's law. In magnetism, the total magnetic flux is 0. So this is basically Q. This is basically Q. This is total electric flux is inside charge by epsilon naught. That is nothing but your Gauss law in electrostatics. That is basically Gauss law in electrostatics. B dot dl is mu naught I. That is Ampere's law. That is Ampere's law used to find magnetic field for symmetric bodies. E dot dl is minus d phi by dt. This is the rate of change of magnetic flux. This is your induced EMF. This is your induced EMF is d phi by dt. That is nothing but your Faraday's and Lenz's law together. Faraday's and Lenz's law together. Direct question on Maxwell equation was asked. Direct Maxwell equation question was asked. So hence the answer is option A. A goes with Q, B goes with S, C goes with R, and D goes with option P. That's the correct answer. Very good, very good, very good, my dear students, if you got this correct. And this will also give you a confidence that yes, next shift also might experience similar things. Next question coming up on your screen. In the following circuit, the resistance of the square loop ABCD is 16 ohms. Find the voltage across the capacitor in the steady state. So first of all, understand, if the entire loop is 16 ohms, so this is 4 ohms, this is 4 ohms, this is 4 ohms, this is 4 ohms. The current will come like this. The current will come like this. It will come like this. It will go like this. And this current will get divided, my dear warriors. This current will get divided, warriors. No current will flow here. No current can flow here. Why? Because it's a capacitor. So 100% it will block the current. The current, some of it will go here. Some of the current will go over here. Some of the current will go here. Some of the current will go here. If you see in this path, the total resistance 4 plus 4 plus 4 is nothing but 12 ohms. And in this part, the total resistance is 4 ohms. So how will the current get divided? How will that current get divided? In the inverse ratio of the resistance. These two are in parallel. In the inverse ratio of the resistance, that's how the current will get divided, my dear warriors. Okay, so first of all, what is the equivalent resistance of this entire circuit? 4, 4, 4, which is 12. 12 and 4 together. So 12 into 4 divided by 12 plus 4, which is 12 into 4 by 16. 4 goes with 16 4 times, 4 goes with 12 3 times. So this is 3 ohms, this is 1 ohm. So the total resistance will be 3 plus this internal resistance, which is 4 ohms. So the total current will be total voltage by the equivalent resistance, which is 9 by 4 amperes. Now this current will get divided. This current will get divided in the ratio of this current will this current of 9/4 amperes will get divided in the inverse ratio of the resistance. So if this is 1, this will be 3. If this is 1, this will be 3. That is the ratio. That is the ratio of the currents. 4:12. 4:12. More resistance, less current. Less resistance, more current. Less resistance, more current. That's how you look at it. So in this part, there will be more current, less current, because there is more resistance. In this part, since the resistance is less, more current will go. So you just have to divide 9/4. You just have to divide 9/4 into 4 parts. 9/4 into 4 parts, out of which only one part will go over here. So 1/4 of the part will go in this. So that is nothing but 9/16 amperes. 9/16 amperes is the current flowing. Part goes here, the remaining 3 parts goes over. In this part is 9/16 of an ampere. Then we can easily find the voltage between these 2 points. So the voltage between these 2 points, is the current into the resistance. The current into the resistance. Current is 9/16. Resistance is 4 plus 4, which is 8. So this will become 9/2, which is 4.5 volts. 4.5 volts should be the answer. Very good. If you got the answer as 4.5, this was one of the tough questions in this particular paper. Many students made many silly mistakes. That's what we got to know while we are collecting these data points from the students. Many students made a silly mistake either in the current calculation or in the resistance calculation, or they were not able to understand the question only. So this was a very good question. Please note it, other shift students, and if you are in this shift, please make sure you don't repeat this for the next JEE Mains attempt in April. Okay, cool. Shall we go ahead? Yes, the answer was 4.5 volts. Cool. Let's go on. The results will be announced in the first or second week of February. Okay, don't worry about it right now. Just concentrate on the class. What about this? A loop of side is in the east-west plane. Magnetic field is in the northeast, this much. Then when it is removed, in 10 seconds EMF induced. Same question was repeated on 27th of Jan, but with different data. So you can see question pattern and models are getting repeated. It tells you the importance of these discussion sessions. So starting off with the diagram, if it is in the east-west plane, where is it? The square loop is in the east-west plane. This is east, this is west. Right side is east, left side is west. And the magnetic field is in the northeast direction. So the magnetic field is in the northeast direction. Then the area vector will be here. The angle will be basically 45 degrees. So the flux which is there initially will be BA cos 45, which is magnetic field is 0.2 into area will be 0.1 square into 1 by root 2. So this will become 2 by root 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, which is root 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Final flux, because it is completely removed, so final flux is 0, and we all know that EMF is del phi by del t. Del phi by del t, I'm just interested in the magnitude. 1 second. EMF magnitude is del phi by del t. I'm just interested in the magnitude of it. So the change in the flux is exactly this one, which is root 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 minus 0. Time taken is 10 seconds. So it will be root 2 into 10 to the power minus 4. Root 2 is 1.4 into, this will be 10 to the power minus 4. So I can just write it as 0.14 into 10 to the power minus 3, which is 0.14 millivolt. 0.14 millivolt. Yes, Sanjeev, B option is the correct answer. Yes, the paper PDF will be available in the description box after some time. If you see in the description box right now, the 2 previous sessions PDFs links are available. Yes, you might see a Vedantu login page. If you are already a Vedantu student, you will enter the same details. If you are not a Vedantu student, you can create your account for absolutely free of cost, and you will get the PDF also absolutely free of cost. So make sure you are entering the right details so that you take the best benefit of all the material and the resources that we give you on the Vedantu platform. Create your account right away right now. It's the formulas, it's the sheets, it's the paper discussions, and so much more that you get through that particular links that is shared in the description box. Moving on, yes, the answer was 0.14 millivolt. Next one, the de Broglie wavelength of an electron is same as the wavelength of a photon and the speed of the electron is 25% of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum. Find the kinetic energy of the electron and the energy of the photon. Find the ratio of it. Yep, everybody ready? Everybody ready? I can see a lot of students from Andhra and Telangana also. Very good, guys. Very good. Nice to see all of you over here. And let's begin with the solution of this as well. So first of all, wavelength of the electron is same as the wavelength of the photon. So wavelength of the electron is same as the wavelength of the photon. Now, what do we do with this data? What do we do with this data? Well, I know de Broglie wavelength is h by mv. H by mass into velocity, this is momentum of that electron. This is equal to lambda p. Okay, let's see what do we do now. The velocity of the electron is 25% of the speed of the light. That means this will be h by m into c by 4, that is lambda p. Let's take it on the top. Let's bring this here because it will look like a familiar form. H by lambda p is mc by 4. Wait a minute, I also know one thing. If I multiply by c on the left hand side, I should also multiply by c on the right hand side. So it will become hc by lambda p. Oh, this value hc by lambda p, that is nothing but energy of the photon. That is nothing but energy of the photon is equal to mc square by 4. Is equal to mc square by 4. I'll just keep it as it is. I've just found out the energy of the photon. It is nothing but mc square by 4. Now let's basically take the ratio of the kinetic energy and the energy of the photon. So kinetic energy of the electron upon energy of the photon will be half mve square by ep. Ep is mc square by 4. mc square by 4. will cancel. Will cancel. So I'll be left with half, and here we'll have VE by, VE, here we'll have VE by C whole square. Wait a minute, speed of the electron is 25%, that means it is 1/4. It is 1/4, so this is 1 by 4 square, so that is 1 by, right, I hope this is correct, mc square by 4. I think I forgot that 4 over here, so that 4 should come on the top, so that 4 will also be here. So this will become nothing but 1 by 2 into 1 by 4, which is 1 by 8. 1 by 8 should be the answer, which is option number A. I had missed that 4, I just put it on the top now over here, right? So perfect. Answer will be 1 by 8. How many of you got 1 by 8? Raise your hand, smash the like button right away right now. Very good. This question was like find the ratio of the kinetic energy of electron to kinetic energy of the photon. It's the same thing, Abhishek. It's one and the same thing. Energy of the photon, energy of the electron, ratio only they have asked. Perfecto. Yes, Usharani, keep watching this session. If your JEE Mains first attempt exam is tomorrow, because it is going to be very useful. Many patterns, many questions are getting repeated. So this is a breaking news, or rather, this is a news which you already know, and make use of these shifts, discussions, because same things are going to get repeated. Very good, very good. All right. So, PV graph of gas is given, find the work done. I mean, can you believe this question was asked? But, you know, there is a small catch over here, I'll tell you. First of all, the work done is always the area which is enclosed. In this case, it is nothing but area of that triangle, which is half into base into height. Now, if you notice, this is 8,000, this is 4,000. So what will be the height, my dear students? 8,000 minus 4,000 is 4,000, but that will be dyne per centimeter square. Do not keep it in dyne. Keep it in Newton, because everything is in joules. So SI unit conversion is needed. 1 dyne is 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. Centimeter is 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So square will be 10 to the power minus 4. So this will be 4,000 into 10 to the power minus 1, which is nothing but 400. This is nothing but 400 pascals. That is the height of this triangle. The base of the triangle will be nothing but 4 meter cube. So my dear warriors, what will be the work done? Half into base, which is 4, into the height. Height is 400. Height is nothing but 400. 2 goes with 4. 2 times 2 into 400 is 800. This will be all in SI units. So 800 joules. Option C. Very good, Kandakuri. Excelente. Excelente. Very good. Sir, ME is not equal to MP, then how can we cancel? My dear warrior, that's what in the previous question, understand. Okay, I think I've erased it. I found out the energy of the photon in terms of the mass of the electron. That's the best part. I found the energy of the photon by, calculations in terms of the mass of the electron. So mc square by 4, whatever value I got, right? Where did it go? So that mc square by 4, whatever I got, right? That was the mass of the electron. That's the value I have found it in terms of. So that's why I was able to cancel the mass. Or else many people think, sir, how can I cancel mass of photon and mass of electron? First of all, you can't even write the mass of photon. Mass of a photon is defined as 0. Rest mass is defined as 0. So you cannot do that also. You can't find it only in terms of mass of photon. Is that okay? Thank you, Gryffindor. C for Captain Shreyas. Yes. No option like 800. That means the values were different. So the values which we got, we have used. If the values were different, obviously, maybe you can calculate it accordingly and mark the correct answer. Concept is important. Convex lens made of glass has a focal length in air. It is in some another medium. What is the new focal length? This question repeated so many times, and we have done this also in the class so many times. I mean, this is straightforward, my dear warriors. Yes. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. How do we solve this? 1 by the focal length is nothing but refractive index of the lens upon refractive index of the medium minus 1. Here you will have 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2, right? Now we will write this equation 2 times. First time when the focal length is 20, then the lens has a refractive index of 1.5. Medium outside is air only, so minus 1. This will be same for both. So when I divide, anyways that will get cancelled, so I will not bother about it. Next time the focal length is f. The refractive index of glass 1.5, outside refractive index 1.6, so minus 1. This thing is same. Now just divide them. This will get cancelled. This will get cancelled. Don't bother about it. F will go on the top, 20 will be below. F will go on the top, 20 will be below. 1.5 minus 1 is basically 0.5. 1.5 by 1.6 is 15 by 16. 15 by 16 minus 1 is minus 1 by 16. Minus 1 by 16. So this is nothing but 1 by 2 by minus 1 by 16, which is as good as saying minus 1 by 8. Now I want focal length. I want the focal length. So sorry, not minus 1 by 8. This will be like this, 1 by minus 1 by 8, like this. So I want the focal length. So what I'll do is first of all shift it on the top. So this will become minus 8. So F will be shift that 20. So 20 into minus 8, which is minus 160 centimeters. Minus 160 centimeters is option B for IIT Bombay. Understood, guys? So it's always lens refractive index upon medium refractive index. First time the medium was air. Second time the medium was given over here to have a refractive index of 1.6, which I have substituted. 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R1, 1 by R2 will get cancelled. So don't bother finding it out. Just divide it. It will automatically get cancelled. The rest is pure mathematics and algebra. Yes. All right. Yes, we'll be posting a paper analysis also for all of you. So that will help you for the remaining shifts as well as the next attempt. All right. If R is the radius of the earth, particle has equal weight d below and d above, find the value of d. This was a slightly lengthy question, but straightforward question directly on formula. So what do you need to do in this question is start off by saying the gravity at depth d is the gravity at height h. Gravity at depth d has a formula g 1 minus d by r. Gravity at height h has a formula g r square upon r plus h. So that h over here is basically d, all right, square. This is the formula for gravity at height h, g r square upon r plus d whole square. Some people might remember this formula like this. That's also the same thing, gm by r plus h. H over here is d whole square. remember that GM is technically GR square. GM is technically GR square only. So R plus D whole square, and here we'll have G 1 minus whole square. Now cross multiply, I mean multiply this with this. So what will you have? 1 minus D by R, 1 minus D by R into 1 plus, when you open the brackets, A square plus B square plus 2AB. So 1 square will be there. Then you'll have D square by R square also. And you'll also have 2D by R also. This whole thing is 1. So multiply these two terms, you will get a big quadratic equation, and then you solve it to get the answer. That's all. So when I multiply by 1, so first terms will be 1 plus D square by R square plus 2D by R. Those are the first three terms which will come here when I multiply by 1. When I multiply by minus D by R, first term will be minus D by R, next will be minus D cube by R cube, and last term will be minus 2D square, D square by R square. This is equal to 1. 1 will get cancelled. D square by R square and minus 2D square by R square will make it minus D square by R square. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. 2D by R minus D by R will make it just D by R. And here we'll have minus D cube by R cube. 1 and 1 has got cancelled, so this is 0. D by R, D by R, D by R cancel. So I'll be left with minus D by R plus 1 minus D square by R square is equal to 0. Multiply by R square. So minus dr plus R square minus D square is equal to 0. Then write it in quadratic form. So D square on the other side plus dr minus R square is equal to 0. Okay, that's it. This is a quadratic in D. Do you see that? It is a quadratic in D. So D will be minus B, which is minus R, plus or minus root of B square minus 4AC by 2 into A. So B square means R square minus 4 into A, which is 1. C is minus R square, so it will become plus R square over here. So it will become minus R plus or minus 1 plus 4 is 5. So R root 5 whole thing divided by 2. So minus root will not work for D. You have to take only the positive root. So the correct root will be minus R plus R root 5 by 2. So it is as good as saying R common root 5 minus 1 whole thing divided by 2. R root 5 minus 1 by 2. That is option C for Captain Shreyas. That's why I said this was slightly lengthier question, but it's a good question. So this is the second good question which I saw in the paper. Okay, first good question I told you just before. This was another good question only because of the length and the time that it takes. It involves quadratic equation, lot of algebra. Obviously 2 formulas are needed and good amount of manipulation is also needed. If you loved this question, smash the like button. If you loved this question, smash the like button right away right now. Moving on to the next one on your screen. The flow of the speed, upper lower surfaces are given, wing area is given, density is given, find the lift force. I mean, my dear students, this has come so many times, so many exams, and you know how to do this. This is the application of Bernoulli's principle. We had done this application even in our formula revision, Bernoulli's principle. I had told you about it. So in these kind of questions, P1 plus half rho V1 square is P2 plus half rho V2 square, Bernoulli's equation. Height difference is not there. So delta P, which is the change in the pressure, which is P1 minus P2, P1 minus P2 will be half rho V2 square minus V1 square. Now this delta P is nothing but force divided by area. Force divided by area, pressure is force by area, is half rho V2 square minus V1 square. So from this, F is rho area upon 2 into V2 square minus V1 square. All the values are given, substitute it. Is that okay, everyone? Isn't the question actually easy? You would have solved these questions as standard questions when you would have done even the first few problems after completing a class. Is there in solved examples in Tattva module. It is being done in PYQs also. It would have been done in our Nurture Pathfinder series also, I would have taken this problem so many times. Okay, this is a repetitive question from Bernoulli's principle, so try it out. Okay, you might see the answer coming close to 81 or something, just see, or 96. Just see if the answer is 96. Most likely the answer is 96. Just check that out. Okay, next question. In a concave mirror of radius this much, the size of the inverted image is half the size of the object. Find the distance. Find the distance of the object from the pole. Find the distance of the object from the pole. Clearly it's mentioned size of the inverted image is half the size of the object. What does that mean? It means the magnification is minus half, because it is inverted minus, so it is half. And we know magnification formula is minus v by u, so that is basically minus half. So therefore v minus minus cancels, u goes on the top, v is equal to u by 2, v is equal to u by 2, and we know 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. 1 by u, v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. So instead of v, you will put it as u by 2 plus 1 by u. Oh, focal length, we know that the radius is 30, so the magnitude of the focal length r is 2f, f is r by 2, so it will be 30 by 2, which is 15. But since it is a concave mirror, the focal length should be minus 15. Magnitude is 15, value is minus 15, so this will be minus 15. 2 goes on the top, 2 by u plus 1 by u is minus 1 by 15, so 3 by u is minus 1 by 15. Multiply, so you will get u as 3 into minus 15, which is minus 45 centimeters. So the magnitude of the distance, object distance, is 45 centimeters. 45 centimeters is B for IIT Bombay. Yep, very good. Yes. So yes, Shiru Gamer, just check out the test series. There are 2 test series in the description box. If you feel that I need further rank improvement in the second attempt, then there is JEE Mains, test series, and then you have JEE Advance. But if you think that no, I directly want to concentrate only on Advance, then there is only Advanced test series also, directly for JEE Advance. So the JEE Advance test series will be slightly at a lesser price, but if you want JEE Mains and then you want to concentrate on JEE Advanced also, then you have JEE Mains plus JEE Advanced test series. Both the links are there in the description box. Okay, moving on to the next one. 45 was the answer, I believe. Next one, the galvanometer shows 25 divisions when a certain current is passed. The deflection becomes 5 divisions when the galvanometer is shunted with 24 ohm. Find the resistance of the galvanometer. Standard question on galvanometer, my dear students. So what happens is, if some current was going in, then that current gets distributed into 2 branches, like this. The galvanometer has a resistance of 24 ohms. Sorry, not 24 ohms, my bad. It's the shunt resistance, which is 24 ohms. The galvanometer resistance, I don't know. Usually, it used to deflect by 25 divisions. That means you can think as if 25 milliamperes or 25 amperes was the full scale deflection which would occur. Now, since the deflection became 5 times or just 5 divisions, that means it is 1/5. It's 1/5 of the, it's basically 1/5 of the original one. 1/5 of the original one the moment you shunted it. So, if you passed 25 milliamperes current, now only 5 milliamperes current is going here and the remaining 20 milliamperes is going here. Remaining 20 milliamperes is going here. That is the meaning of it. You can think of it in terms of amperes, it will be easy. I know actual current is not 25. This is just for your understanding purpose only. Now, we know that current is inversely proportional to resistance when in parallel. So, I can say 20 by 5. 20 by 5. 20 has a resistance of 24, so 24 will come here. 5 amperes has a resistance of Rg, so Rg will come over here. 5 goes with 24 times, so Rg is 24 into 4, my dear warriors. 24 into 4, that's 96. Yes, that's nothing but 96 ohms. Okay, so that is the correct answer, 96. Okay, so this, 96 was that one. In a given nuclear reaction, which of the following expression is correctly representing the Q value? Is correctly representing the Q value of this particular thing. We have done these kind of questions even in the first day of discussion. Same question, similar pattern has been repeated with values changed. There the reaction was different. I think there was a neutron involved on 27th of January. So mind it, all the students, 1st February, 31st Jan, 30th Jan, every student should watch all the discussions because questions are getting repeated. Exactly. So my dear warriors, for this, what will be your equation? Because the question is Q value. So it will be nothing but delta M into 931. So what is the mass defect which is going to occur over here? That is going to be this guy's mass plus this guy's mass minus this guy's mass minus this guy's mass. So we have lithium and we have hydrogen. I think hydrogen's mass is this one. I think this was hydrogen here, and I think this was the mass of 4, right? So I think this was the mass of helium. This was the mass of helium, I think. Okay. So the total mass here will be nothing but 6.015122 plus hydrogen, which is 2.014101 minus helium will be 2 times of 4.002603, the whole thing into 931. Whatever value you get, put mod value. So I'll just make it mod so that if something is negative, we'll make it positive. Okay. So just subtract these two quantities. Okay. Multiply everything properly and multiply by 931. You will get the correct answer. There was nothing great about this question. Answer should come out close to 22 mega electron volt. How many of you got the answer as 22 mega electron volt? How many of you got the answer as 22 mega electron volt? If this was the question, just let me know, my dear warriors. Just let me know, my dear warriors, if this was the question that was asked. Very good. Awesome. 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 Yes. Okay. Moving on to the next one. When a capillary tube is dipped in cold water and then hot water, then height of water will go up. If a capillary tube is dipped in hot water, then cold water, temperature rises. What happens when the temperature rises? The surface tension will increase or decrease. The surface tension increases or decreases. Come on, my dear students, put it up in the chat box. When you heat up a liquid, the cohesive forces will become weaker. The cohesive forces will become weaker. So what will happen? The surface tension will decrease. Surface tension decreases. So will the water go up or go down? Will the water go up or go down? Think about it. Okay. Come on, my dear warriors. Anthony, concentrate on the concept, not on the cheat codes now. Very good. Yes, the level of water should go down, but here it says increases. In fact, if you see statement 1 and statement 2 are the same thing. Here it goes from cold to hot, water height increases. Here you go from hot to cold, decreases. Actually, both statements are the same thing. Both statements are the same thing. So if one is wrong, other is wrong. If one is correct, other is correct. So tell me now, is one statement correct or wrong? Obviously, it is wrong. It should have been decreases here and it should have been increases here. So hence both statements should be false. Both statements should be false. Is that clear, everybody? So these were the 15 questions. I'll come up with more questions. It's time now for chemistry. I'll just get ma'am right now. Okay. So meanwhile, also let me remind you. Where did it go? Yes, let me remind you to join the Telegram channel for Ekalavya and for your mains and advanced preparation. If you think that, yes, sir, now I want to prepare for advanced, then you must sign up over here. You must just go to the Telegram group and join this particular Telegram group. The information for your JEE Advanced and the material will be provided over here only. Even if you're not sure, still join it. It is not going to cost you money at all. Just have to be a part of this Telegram group, number 1. Number 2, there is JEE Mains test series link right over here. Make sure you are joining the JEE Mains test series for the second attempt. If you want to boost your rank, it's for 999 rupees right now. All right. Apart from that, let me tell you, if you want to prepare for both mains and advanced, then you not only get the mains test series, also you get the advanced test series for 1998, along with the rank prediction with 12 tests for mains, 2 for advanced, 30 full syllabus tests, 20 mains, 10 advanced. So you can see 30 papers, 30 full syllabus papers are there, and 12 part syllabus test papers are there, 42 papers, and that too you are going to get the best of the best content with solutions and discussions, my dear warriors. So use these links and be a part of it. Don't waste any more time. Don't think I'll think about it after boards. You will have barely 2 weeks. Now is the time you start preparing for the next attempt as it is. Okay, so let's call upon Nandini ma'am right now. Just hold on a second. Nandini ma'am. Okay, so ma'am will be here. All right, so let's just see if she has shared the. You will be using blank slides, is it? Okay, cool. Huh?
I've shared in teachers today.
Okay, yes, there we go. Great. So let's begin with the chemistry discussion. Full George, full energy, my dear students, and smash the thumbs up button if you have not done that already for your amazing master teacher, Nandini ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so now we will begin with a chemistry session without wasting any time, because I know people have their evening shift exam now. Let me select my pen. Thank you so much to Shreyas, sir. How was your paper? How was your paper? How was the chemistry paper? I can again very well see that the chemistry paper was again a tad bit easier side, but I know that yesterday's shift was even much more easier, right? Now let us begin with all the questions. I've done all the arrangements. Yeah, the first question is on your screen. Can you see? Yeah, let me download these slides. These slides are not downloaded. 1 second. Back. Okay, tell me in the chat box, how was your exam and paper analysis topic wise? We will do that, bacha, we will do that. Chemistry was very easy. Yeah, I'm getting paper analysis topic. Answer is B. Okay, you're absolutely correct about that. Let me download these slides. Otherwise, my pen won't work, right? Otherwise, my pen won't work. Okay, we are back. Let us select the pen color yellow. The very first question which students told us about, it is which of the following pair will be formed by the decomposition of KMNO4. This question is from your DNF block. So are you looking at like how many questions in these 3 shifts have been asked from that chapter, which is your DNF block? So again a D block question. So KMNO4. So whenever decomposition happens, bacha, of KMNO4 at around 500 Kelvin, right? Whenever decomposition happens, what are the products form? The product form is MnO4 2- plus MnO2 plus your oxygen, correct? These are the products formed by the decomposition of your permanganate. So what is happening? Your permanganate is changing into manganate ions. This is 2-, okay, 2-, correct this? This is bacha 2-, okay? So what is happening? Your permanganate is changing into manganate ions, which means even their color is changing. Do you recall that whenever this decomposition happens, permanganate gets changed into manganate ions? Remember, this is a very, very important question. Okay, so the answer seems correct to be the B option, which is K2MnO4 plus MnO2, right? And this is the equation given even in your NCERT. Okay, let us move on to the next question, which is interaction between pi bond and lone pair of electrons on adjacent atoms is called what? Again, a very easy question from your GOC, right? From your GOC. Between a pi bond, look at the statement. the interaction between pi bond. What is a pi bond? A double bond. So first of all, I'll make a double bond and a lone pair. And the lone pair means what? Somewhere here an oxygen atom or a nitrogen atom or any atom with a lone pair will be present. Correct? Any atom with a lone pair will be present, and the interaction between these two is called what? So bacha, what will happen here now? This will undergo resonance, isn't it? So this electron will come here, and due to that, this double bond will get pushed here and it will form, bacha, a resonating structure somewhat like this, isn't it? Here it will be a resonating structure will be formed. So between a pi bond and a lone pair, what is happening? I can draw resonating structures between these two things, which is therefore the option A is correct. Okay, hyperconjugation is not happening. Inductive effect doesn't happen in this between an interaction between a pi bond and a lone pair, and neither the electronic effect. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next is electronegativity increase across a period. This is from which chapter? This is from your third chapter of 11th class, which is periodic properties. So it has asked electronegativity increase across a period. This statement is true, right? When I'm moving from S block to P block, what is happening? Electronegativity is increasing because all your S block compounds are electropositive compounds, while the P block compounds, the most electronegative element in the entire periodic table is fluorine. And it is in which period? It is in the P block, right? So whenever I'm moving across the period, what is happening? Electronegativity is increasing. So this statement is true. Now the reason is given: effective increase in nuclear charge is more than effective shielding, which is correct. See, this statement means what? Like, as I am moving across a period, what is happening? The size is actually decreasing. Can you tell me? Even though I'm adding electrons, right? Even though I'm adding electrons to the same shell, when I'm moving across a period, bacha, what is happening? In one shell, for example, in n is equals to 2. In second shell, I am continuously adding one electron. Like in group 1, there is 1 electron. Then in group 2, there will be 2 electrons. Then in group 3, what will happen? In group 13, there will be 3 electrons, right? So what I'm doing, I'm increasing the electrons, and therefore the protons are also increasing. So if I'm increasing protons while moving across a period, their mass is increasing. Even though their mass is increasing and their electrons are increasing, but their size is becoming smaller and smaller due to the effective nuclear charge. Correct? And the electrons cannot shield the nuclear charge, and hence the size keeps on decreasing. Therefore, the electronegativity actually increases. What I've said till now, when I'm moving across a period, the size is decreasing because the nuclear charge is increasing, hence the size is decreasing. Therefore, the electronegativity is also increasing. Correct? So the assertion is true, the reason is true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Okay? So this is the answer to this question. Easy question again. Now, question number 4. MnO4 minus oxidizes I minus in acidic medium. How? How does it oxidizes I minus, bacha? MnO4. MnO4 in oxidizes I minus. Actually, the question was in basic medium. Correct this. Correct? The question was asked for the basic medium. So whenever MnO4 minus reacts with I minus in either neutral medium or faintly basic medium, what happens? It gets converted into, bacha, it gets converted into IO3 minus and OH minus. Correct? So the correct answer seems to be IO3 minus, which is your option number D. Look at this statement. This screenshot is again from your NCERT, even direct NCERT based paper. Why have I attached screenshot here, bacha? Just to let you know how important is NCERT. You cannot afford to miss even one line, one equation, one reaction of NCERT. Every reaction is important. So whenever MnO4 reacts with I- in faintly alkaline solution, IO3 minus is formed. Correct? Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, again, these kind of questions are asked every year, in which match the following will be there, and they'll be asking you about what are the components of the catalyst. Okay, can you look at the number first? Catalyst is Ziegler-Natta catalyst, right? So Ziegler-Natta catalyst is, bacha, what? It is nothing. Ziegler-Natta catalyst is TiCl3 plus aluminium ethyl chloride, right? Plus aluminium Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Therefore, the option will be Ti. Here the titanium, correct? Titanium. 1 second, right? Now the blood pigment. What is the pigment in our blood? Everybody knows. The blood pigment is hemoglobin. He means what? He means anything made up of iron. Therefore, here the element is iron. For Wilkinson catalyst. What is the Wilkinson catalyst, bacha? It is the rhodium catalyst, right? Very, very important. Rhodium will be the answer here. And vitamin B12 is nothing but cobalt, made up of cobalt. So there, here it is not carbonyl, instead cobalt is there, correct? So these are the right options. So focus on the name and the constituent and the working of each and every catalyst given in your NCERT. Again, this paper, chemistry paper especially, was directly line by line from NCERT. Every equation, every chapter is important. Okay. Now next, this question is, bacha, from where? This question is again from your analytical chemistry. Okay? Analytical chemistry is very, very important. It is mentioned in your JEE 2024 syllabus. The questions from analytical chemistry will come, and we have seen the trend. We've already seen 3 question papers. Yesterday's morning shift and evening shift, and today's morning shift. In all these 3 shifts, there was at least 2 questions from analytical chemistry. Again, we are here with the very first question from analytical chemistry. What is asked here? Appearance of red color on treatment with sodium fusion extract. Can you let me know what kind of reaction is asked here? This reaction is, bacha, the lasagna extract reaction, which we use to test for nitrogen, for sulfur, for halogens. For all these elements, we use the lasagna extract test, right? So again, whenever you see a sodium fusion forming, it means the test asked is the lasagna test, correct? So in lasagna test, what I'm observing, formation of a red color compound, okay, with FeSO4 in presence of concentrated H2SO4. So therefore, it means what? This means what? This is the positive test for which element? For which element? The lasagna test, when it gives us the red color. It is the positive test for, bacha, whenever in an element nitrogen and sulfur are present together. Remember this thing. Whenever nitrogen and sulfur are present together, this will give a positive test for lasagna extract with a red color compound, formation of thiosulfate. Remember this. Okay? See, this kind of compound will be formed. FeSCN, correct? Sodium thiocyanate compound will be formed, which will be of red color. This is the formula of the compound whenever sulfur and nitrogen are present together, correct? Did you get this? So this will form a red color compound. So now please focus what we have learned from this question. Please focus on all the colors, all the reagents, and all the tests of your organic chemistry, correct? So analytical chemistry is very, very important. Next. Okay. Now this is again a very interesting question. Cl- shows disproportionation reaction in alkaline medium. This is alkaline medium, bachcha. ठीक है? And it has given you a certain equation and has asked you to determine the coefficient A, B, C and D. Correct? So how you will determine the coefficients? Again, we're going to solve this question. So can you see, in a disproportionation reaction means what? A similar compound, same compound, which means what? The Cl2. Here only one compound is present, which is your chlorine gas. Chlorine gas will undergo oxidation as well as reduction in the same reaction, correct? Cl2 will undergo here. Can you see? Here Cl2 is adding oxygen to itself, and here the Cl2 is undergoing reduction, correct? The Cl2 is undergoing oxidation as well as reduction all together. Here it will be ClO3 minus, correct this. This will be ClO3 minus, okay? Let us solve this one by one. So for the oxidation half, what is happening, bachcha, in oxidation half? Your Cl2, which is in zero oxidation state, is getting converted into ClO3 minus. Correct? Can you see here? Cl2 is getting converted into ClO3 minus. Right? So now here the oxidation state of chlorine from 0 changes to positive 5. Any doubts in this? Correct? Now let us try to balance the other things. The other things, bachcha, is let us balance Cl2. Here 2 chlorine is present, here 1. So I will balance out the chlorine and write 2 here. Any confusion till here? Learn this thing with me. Now what will happen? Now I have to balance the oxygen. How will I balance the oxygen? By adding water molecules. Can you see here? 3 into 2 is 6 oxygen are present on the LHS. So here also I will add 6 water molecules. Any doubt here? I've added 6 water molecules here. Okay? Now can you see? If I've added 6 H2O molecules here, so now what I'm getting, bachcha? Now there is a presence of 6 into 2, 12 hydrogens are extra on this side. Can you see? 12 hydrogens are extra on this side. So therefore, I will add 12 H2O here. Okay? Now can you see? Now what is happening? Now there are 12 OH minus extra this side. So therefore, I will add here 12 OH minus. So this is the entire equation. Now let me write it extremely well. The entire equation becomes what? 6H2O plus Cl2 plus 12 OH negative gives me 2ClO3 minus plus 12 H2O. Okay? Now can I subtract the water molecules from the right hand side and the left hand side? Yes. Now what will be the answer? Cl2 plus 12 OH minus gives me 2ClO3 minus plus 6H2O. Does anyone have any doubt in it? Now what is remaining to be balanced? The number of electrons. Can you see how many electrons are here? Here there are 12 electrons present. 12 OH minus means 12 electrons. Here there are only 2 electrons present. Therefore, there is a difference of 10 electrons. So, I will add 10 electrons here. So, this is the oxidation half equation. Anyone has any doubt in it? This is the oxidation half equation. Similarly, we can find out the reduction half equation. Okay? Now, let us calculate 1 second. Let us calculate the reduction half equation. Okay? I will write reduction half equation here. Okay? In reduction half, what is happening? Cl2 is converted into Cl minus. Cl2 is getting converted into Cl minus. Correct? Here, there is the oxidation state of just 0. And here, chlorine is in -1 oxidation state. Can you see how many chlorine are present here? How many chlorine are present here? Here, bacha, 2 chlorine, either 1. So, let us balance the chlorine. Now, next thing to balance is the number of electrons, because there is no oxygen or no hydrogen to balance in this equation. Now, I will balance the number of electrons. So, I will add 2 electrons here. So this is the final reduction half equation. Can you see? This is the reduction half equation and this was the oxidation half equation. The difference between the two is what? Here we have added 10 electrons and here there are just 2 electrons. Hence, I can do what? I can multiply the entire equation with 5 and therefore here the electrons will become 10 electrons plus Cl2 will give me plus 5 Cl2 will give me 10 Cl minus. Correct? Now when I add this equation, bacha, what will I get? I will add this equation with this equation. Can I write it here? 10 electrons plus 5 Cl2 plus 5 Cl2 will give me 10 Cl minus. Okay? Now add this equation. Now add this equation. The 10 electrons and 10 electrons will get cancelled. Here it will be total 6 Cl2. 6 Cl2 plus 12 OH minus will give me what? Will give me 2 ClO3 minus plus 6 H2O plus 10 Cl minus. Correct? Now I can take 2 as the common denominator and divide the entire equation by 2. Hence the correct answer will be what? The correct answer finally will be 3 Cl2 plus 6 OH minus will give me ClO3 minus plus 3H2O plus 5 Cl minus. So this is the final correct equation. Does anyone have any doubt in this? Correct? Let's move on to the next question. Next question is the correct set of 4 quantum numbers for the valence electrons. For the valence electrons of rubidium 37. The correct set of 4 quantum numbers. 37. Rubidium 37 means what? Its electronic configuration, bacha, is what? It is krypton 5s1. Correct? This is the rubidium's electronic configuration. Krypton 5s1. Right? Now, in 5s1 means what? The principal quantum number here is 5. Can everybody see? So I will write n is equals to 5. Okay? Now the azimuthal quantum number. What is the azimuthal quantum number? S. S. S subshell means what? L value for S subshell is 0. Correct? If the L value is 0, what will be the magnetic quantum number? The magnetic quantum number, the ML value again will be 0. Correct? And the spin quantum number. The spin quantum number can either be plus half or minus half. Okay? Both of these are correct, not the two of them. Only one of them is correct. So this is the final quantum number values. Anybody has any doubt? First of all, calculate the principal quantum number. I can see that this is in the 5th period, which means n value, principal quantum number value is 5. S represents the L value. L for S is 0. Then the magnetic quantum number for L is equals to 0 is always 0. Correct? Now the spin quantum number, because in S subshell only one electron is present. So that one electron can either have a positive spin or a negative spin. Correct? So this is the final 4 quantum number values. Everybody, ठीक है? Next question. Next question, बच्चा. Next question is type of amino acids obtained on hydrolysis of protein. ठीक है? This is again a very interesting question, very basic question. So बच्चा, any protein is what? Whatever is found in our human body or in our animal body. So all the proteins which are naturally present are always and always just alpha amino acids. They are just what? They are alpha amino acids. Remember this. The entire protein, whatever protein you can think of, are all chains of just one amino acids which are alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids means what? Like the COH group will be here. Now with the COH group, the carbon attached with the COH group is called the alpha carbon. So therefore, with the alpha carbon only the amino group will be present, and here can be R group present. So this is the structure of entire protein. Whatever protein is found in the nature is just an alpha amino acid. Okay, the correct option is A. Next, CO forms a bridge between M atoms. So here there were 4 options given to you, and it was asked in which structure does CO bond a bridge between the 2 atoms. So for that, this question is again from your coordination chemistry question, and this thing I know it's not given in your NCERT, but teachers have taught you this on this channel also. Metal carbonyl compounds have been taught. I have been teaching metal carbonyls to JEE students, right? Very, very important. And what is important in carbonyl compounds is their structure. So their structures are very important. Look at their structure. So this is the structure of the osmium cobalt carbonyl compound. This is for cobalt carbonyl compound. This is for ruthenium carbonyl compound, and this is for manganese carbonyl compound. So can you see in all these compounds except your cobalt carbonyl compound. In cobalt carbonyl compound, there is a C double bond O bridge, which means there is a carbonyl bridge present only and only in your cobalt carbonyl compound, and the others there is no carbonyl bridge present. All the entire elements are attached to each other. The metal atoms are attached to a metal bond. Okay, only in this cobalt carbonyl compound there is a carbonyl bridge formed. Hence the correct answer is cobalt carbonyl compound. So for that, what do you have to know? You have to know the entire structures. So I would request you all to take screenshot of all these structures, because in evening shift there's a high chance of this question getting repeated. It's some or the other form. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Calculate the molarity of a solution having density 1.25 gram per milliliter. Percentage weight by weight of solute is 31.4% of H2SO4 solution. This question is from your mole concept question, right? And this question, most of the other teachers have gotten it wrong. But this is the correct question which was asked in your exams. Okay, note it and tell it to your friends. Very easy, basic mole concept question. So what do you have to do? How you need to approach this question? I know that the density, weight percentage of solute is given. Weight percentage means what? That 31.4 gram H2SO4. Okay, 31.4% means what? 31.4 gram H2SO4 is present in 100 gram of solution, right? In 100 gram of solution, 31.4 gram is your H2SO4, right? Now, what I can calculate? I have to calculate the molarity is asked. Molarity is what? Molarity is number of moles of solute upon the volume of solution in liters, right? This I have to calculate. Now, I do not know the volume of solution, but I do know the density. How I will calculate? So, the density here is given what? Density is given to you 1.25 gram per milliliter. Density is what? Density is mass upon volume, and density of solution is given. And how much solution we have taken in mass? We have taken 100 gram of solution, right? So now what I will do? I will just do 1.25 gram per milliliter is equals to 100 gram, and I don't know the volume. Now when I will calculate the volume will come in milliliters. Okay? Now when I do the calculation, the volume bacha will come around to be 1 second. The volume will come around to be 80 milliliter. 80 milliliter. Right? Now 80 milliliter is the volume. Now what I have to find out? Just the moles. Just the moles. I know the volume. Now I just have to know the moles. Moles means what? N is equals to the given mass upon molar mass. Right? Given mass is given to you 31.4 gram, right? 31.4 gram mass is given. What is the molar mass of H2SO4? It is 98 gram. 98 gram per mole, right? This is the molar mass. Now what I have to do? I have to just calculate the molarity. Now I will do 31.4 upon 98 into volume is 80 milliliter, but I have to do the volume in liters. So my final answer will come 4 molar solution. Okay? Easy question. Only density concept was asked here. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question is find all quantum numbers. We've done this. Z is equal to 37, which means of rubidium it was asked, and we have calculated of rubidium, right? This question is already done. Now let's move to the next question. KMnO4 decomposes at 573 Kelvin to oxygen and. So what will happen when KMnO4 decomposes? We've already done this, bacha. It decomposes into MnO4 2 minus plus your oxygen plus your MnO2, right? So this was the answer which we've already done. Next question. Among the heterocyclic compounds that contain sulfur atom is the heterocyclic compound that contains sulfur atom. So the only correct option, what is cysteine, bacha? Cysteine, the structure of cysteine is somewhat like this. It is a straight chain structure, right? It is a straight chain structure. The sulfur atoms comes in a straight chain, not in a cycle. Therefore, cysteine cannot be the answer. Here it will be NH2, right? Cysteine is a what? It is a amino acid, right? This is the structure of cysteine. So this is a heteroatom compound, but there is no cycle forming. So cysteine cannot be the answer. Now furan. What is the structure of furan? Furan structure, bacha, is like this, right? This is the structure of furan. Only oxygen is the heteroatom. So this also is the wrong answer. In thiophene, bacha, is the correct answer. This is the structure of thiophene, right? This is the structure of thiophene where sulfur is the heteroatom, and this was what was asked. So the correct option is option number C, thiophene. Easy question. It just asked you which is the cyclic structure, and in that cyclic structure there should be a presence of a heteroatom, which should be sulfur. So the only correct option seems to be thiophene. Correct? Now next, we have done this. Okay. Very, very interesting question. This question is from electrochemistry. Very easy question from electrochemistry. I do not expect this kind of question in your JEE exam, or it's even easier than your board exams. So what is the question? Find weight of zinc in zinc sulfate electrolysis. Zinc sulfate electrolysis means what? Ki when zinc is getting converted. Zinc sulfate means what? Zinc sulfate electrolysis means what? Zinc will convert into Zn2 plus SO4 2 minus ions. Correct? Now here what is happening, bacha? Zinc is converting into zinc 2 plus, which means what? It is losing 2 electrons. Can everybody see that? That zinc here, bacha, is losing 2 electrons. Correct? Or even I can write it like this, because zinc sulfate, bacha, 1 second. Yes, zinc sulfate, zinc plus 2 is converted into zinc. So it is gaining 2 electrons and it is becoming zinc, right? So this is how the electrolysis will take place. So can you see, to form 1 mole of zinc, I need 2 electrons. 2 electrons means what? 2 Faradays. So for 1 mole of zinc, I need 2 Faraday of electricity. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that? And 1 mole of zinc means what? 65.3 gram of zinc. 65.3 gram of zinc actually requires 2 Faraday of electricity. Remember this. 2 Faradays is required to convert 65.3 gram of zinc. But how many Faradays are given to you? Can you see the current is given and the time is given? Now I can calculate the Faraday, right? So what are the Faradays here, bacha? The Faradays given to you is 0.015 into 15 minutes means what? 15 into 60 seconds, correct? Upon 96500 Faraday. So this is the electricity that you're actually providing, right? So with this electricity, what will be the weight of the zinc that will be obtained, right? So what will be the weight, bacha? So it is very easy. Like for 2 Faraday, if I need 2 Faraday, I am getting 65.3 gram of zinc. So therefore with these Faraday, how many gram of zinc I will get, bacha? I will get just 0.045 gram of zinc, right? So this is the correct answer. Is everybody following? Is everybody following? ठीक है? Okay, next. Okay, now we have moved on to the questions which are not on the board. I will be writing them down. The next question, bacha, which was asked to you was that from silicon to lead, Silicon to lead is what? In your, for example, this is from your group 14, right? So from silicon to lead, that is in group 14, is the electronegativity increasing, right? This was the number first statement. So is this statement correct? Like whenever I'm moving from silicon to lead, how is the group 14, bacha? Group 14 is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead, right? This is your group 14 elements, all the elements in group 14. Now it is asked, when I'm moving from silk to lead, is the electronegativity increasing? The answer is yes. The answer is, bacha, yes. As I am moving down the group, the electronegativity is increasing. Look at the table given in your NCERT. Can everybody see the table? Here, the electronegativity value is given. Even though for silicon, germanium and tin, the electronegativity values given here are almost same. But can you see, as I'm moving to as I'm moving to lead, the electronegativity value is actually increasing to 1.9. Can you see? It is increasing. Therefore, this statement was true. This statement was true. The another statement which is asked, like, do the group 14 elements have metals, non-metals and metalloids in it? That statement was also correct because carbon and silicon, bacha. 1 second. Yes. Because carbon and silicon, bacha, are your non-metals. Okay? Non-metals, right? Your germanium and tin. 3 things are present in your group 14. Non-metals, metalloids and metals. Right? Next question. Next question is the number of compounds that give positive Fehling test among benzaldehyde, acetophenone and methanol. The number of compounds that give positive Fehling test. What is a Fehling test, bacha? Fehling test is used to distinguish between a ketone and an aldehyde, right? Only and only aliphatic aldehydes give positive Fehling test, right? What happens in Fehling test, bacha? The copper 2+ ions are added, which get reduced to copper plus ions, right? Copper 2+, which was a blue color solution, gets converted into a red color solution. So what is happening? Whenever I'm adding copper 2+, it is getting reduced to copper plus, right? So because this is getting reduced, it means what? This is acting as a oxidizing agent and it oxidizes only the aldehydes and never the ketones, and only aliphatic aldehydes and never the aromatic aldehydes. So Fehling test is true only for methanol. ठीक है, acetophenone will not give because acetophenone is a ketone. Ketones never give positive Fehling test. And benzaldehyde, which is the aromatic aldehyde, also never gives positive Fehling test. Only and only aliphatic aldehydes give positive Fehling test. ठीक है, in which the aldehyde gets converted into a acid, right? What happens? The CHO groups get converted into a acidic group. Always remember this. CHO groups gets converted into a acidic group. Correct? Let's move on to the next question. We have done this, bacha. We have done this. We have done the Cl2 part, right? So whenever Cl2 disproportionation reaction is happening in the basic medium, we have solved this and we have done this question, right? Now all the questions are over. Now I will tell you a few more questions which are not on the screen, okay, but I have them in my notebook here. The another question, bacha, which was asked was with this compound, right? A benzene ring was given to you, and here with the benzene ring there was the alkene attached, and the question was asked was, first of all, you react it with H2O in the presence of acid. First reagent. Second reagent was Jones reagent. Can you tell me what was Jones reagent? What is Jones reagent? Whenever I react an alkene with a chromium oxide, right? Chromium oxide in presence of H plus, and then the third reagent was your Wolff-Kishner reagent, which is what? Your NH2NH2, your hydrazine, right? Wolff-Kishner reduction is happening in presence of KOH, right? So now one by one we will approach this question. Now the first reagent is H2O in presence of H plus. So what H2O and H plus will do, bacha? It will actually add the OH, right? Here what will happen? OH group will be attached to the more substituted group, which means what is a Marconi-Kove addition, right? So the first reagent, after the first reagent to the alkene, this OH group will be attached, and the first answer is this. This type of alcohol will be formed with the Marconi-Kove product. Next is I am oxidizing it using the Jones reagent. Oxidizing means what? Whenever I oxidize a secondary alcohol using a Jones reagent, what I get? I actually get a ketone. CrO3 in presence of acid. So I get a bacha, secondary alcohol gets oxidized into a ketone group. Now I am doing Wolff-Kishner reduction. What happens in Wolff-Kishner reduction? The ketone group gets reduced into a alkyl group, right? In the Wolff-Kishner reduction, which is your NH2 group. Very important name reaction in presence of a base. What is happening? This ketone group will get reduced into an alkyl group. The final answer, bacha, will be this. This will be the final answer. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question. This was again another question. The another question asked was another alkene, another cyclic alkene. Okay? When I react it with chlorine, the number first reaction was in the presence of light. The number second reaction was in the presence of CCl4. Okay? Now what will be the products formed in the A part and in the B part? So again, a very extremely easy question. We know that whenever chlorine reacts in the presence of sunlight, H nu is what? Sunlight, then it occurs through free radical mechanism, right? Free radical mechanism. So for product A, what will happen, bacha? The alkene. The product A will be what? The chlorine will get attached to the allylic free radical, right? The allylic free radical formed will be this. The most stable free radical formed will be this. Hence, when I react Cl2 with this, the product form will be something like this. Allylic alkene will be formed, right? And for the B part, what kind of reaction will be there in presence of CCl4? It will be electrophilic addition reaction, right? Electrophilic addition reaction. which the addition actually happens in an anti-form, right? Anti-form. So the B answer will be bacha like this. In the presence of CCl4, it is the electrophilic addition reaction. So if one chlorine is attached to the syn side, if one chlorine is attached to the syn side, the next chlorine will get attached to the anti side. Okay? Because this kind of reaction is a anti-reaction. It means what? This product is formed in presence of CCl4. Remember this product, the stereochemistry product, right? Very, very important. Next question, bacha, which was asked to you, was again a repetition of what was asked in yesterday's attempt, right? Again, there was a reaction with the ether. Okay? There was a ether present. This kind of ether was present. O, CH2, CH3, and here a alkene was attached. CH2 double bond CH2. Okay? And it was reacted in presence of concentrated HBr. It will be just CH and it will be concentrated HBr, right? And that's it. It was in excess. It was in excess, and then you heated it up. Okay, this was the reaction. Now this same reaction was asked in yesterday's paper, and if you followed yesterday's solutions, then you must know the answer to this. What will happen in this case, bacha? Here again, the ether will break from which side? This will break from this side, right? The ether breaks from this side, and the H actually attacks here, right? So now what will happen? The H plus, it gets broken down into what is happening. The concentrated HBr gets broken down into H plus and Br minus ion. Okay? This will happen. Now the Br minus will actually attack at two places. The number one place is here, and the number two place is this alkene. Okay? Now in this alkene, what kind of addition it will be there? It will be, bacha, a very Markovnikov addition. Markovnikov addition. So the final product form from this ether. This is a repeated question. Similar question was asked yesterday. Okay? So this here it will be OH, and here it will be CHBr, and it will be CH3, right? So this kind of product will be formed. This was one of the options. So this is the correct answer to this question. Everybody followed? So whenever an ether breaks, so what is happening? Because this oxygen is negatively charged, so this will attract the H plus from the HBr, and it will itself form an alcohol here, right? Now because this is an alkene. Alkene is again what? What, bacha? In alkene, there can be an addition reaction taking place. Okay? Addition reaction through Markovnikov rule. So HBr gets added to both the places, right? And this is the final product formed. Any doubt on this question? Okay? In both the cases, because the HBr is in excess, so therefore it reacts with both the ether and the alkene. Any doubt in this? Because HBr we have taken in a concentrated form as well as an excess, therefore it reacts with both the alkene and the ether, and there is no competition between the two. Okay? Next question which was asked was what? The next question, bacha, which was asked was, let me find out the next question. The next question, we have done this. Okay. Yes, the very interesting next question is asked to find out number of lone pairs in the following compounds. The compounds given were ozone, H2O, okay? Ozone, H2O, XCF4, XCF4, then it was ClF3, ClF3, then it was SF4 and SF4, and then it was BRF5. So can you see all these compounds? This is again your chemical bonding question. The number of lone pairs was asked in each case. Now let us draw the structure What is the structure of ozone? So what you are learning from this, that structures from the chemical bonding are so important, and all these structures are given in your NCERT. None of these structures are just there and not given in your NCERT. All these structures have already been discussed hundred of times on this channel also. So the structure of ozone goes like this. So one second. Yes, the structure of ozone, this is the first ozone and this is the third oxygen molecule, right? Here is the presence of, okay, here it will be the negative charge. Here presence of one electron pair and a positive charge, okay? So this is the structure of ozone. So there is the presence of one lone pair. How many lone pair are there on the central atom? The number of lone pairs on the central atom is 1. Now let's look at H2O. H2O is O oxygen here, hydrogen here, right? And the oxygen has, bacha, 2 lone pairs of electrons, correct? So this has 2 lone pairs of electrons. Let us look at HCF4. HCF4 structure, bacha, is like this. F, F, F and F, right? 8 electrons are utilized in this, but 4 more electrons are left. So here it will be one lone pair, here it will be the other lone pair. So this has 2 lone pair of electrons. Now let us look at ClF3. ClF3 structure, bacha, is like this. F and then F and then F, right? F, 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 and the lone pair are on the equatorial position. Okay, always remember, if there is an option for the lone pairs to choose either equatorial axial position, they will always and always choose the equatorial position, which is the most stable position for lone pair of electrons. This again has 2 lone pairs of electrons. Now SF4. What is the structure of SF4, bacha? SF4 is like this, correct? This is the structure of SF4 and here is the presence of 1 lone pair of electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct? So 1 lone pair in SF4. Next is BRF5. BRF5 structure is like this. BRF5. Okay? Here, 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 and here it will be 1 lone pair of electrons. Again, this has 1 lone pair of electrons. So can you see only 3 structures have 2 lone pairs, the rest of them has 1 lone pair of electrons. Okay? So this was again from your chemical bonding. Is everybody understanding? Is this lecture helpful to you guys? Is this lecture helpful to you guys? Okay? Now let me see if any question is missing. If any question is missing. Okay, we have done, I think, almost all the questions. Again, there was another question asked from your physical chemistry. From your physical chemistry solutions chapter, one question was asked that at 273 Kelvin, okay, isotonic pressure is given. Isotonic pressure was given to you as 7 into 10 to the power minus 5 Pascal. Okay? And then you have to calculate. So this is T1. This is T1. Everybody agrees. This is T1 and this is P1. Right? Now what you have to calculate at T2 is equals to 283 Kelvin. What will be the P2? Right? This was the question. Very easy question. Using what? Using in the solutions chapter, using your colligative property, which is the osmotic pressure. So what happens when there is isotonic solution? We use this formula, pi is equals to CRT. Everybody must be aware with this formula, right? And what is happening here, bacha? Pi is equals to CRT means what? The pi here, okay, which means the osmotic pressure 1 is proportional to the T1. Similarly, osmotic pressure 2 will be proportional to T2. So I can actually equate these two and write it as the form of pi 1 upon pi 2 is equals to T1 upon T2. I can write it like this. I know the pi 1. Pi 1 is what? The isotonic pressure here given is 7 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 Pascal upon pi 2 is equals to 273 Kelvin upon 283 Kelvin. Using this basic formula, you can calculate the pi 2, right? You can calculate pi 2 now. So this basic questions, which are not even your 12th board level questions, such easy questions, such easy concepts are asked in your JEE exam. So one thing that you can make sure of is that you can score highest using just chemistry. Can be your strength this time, but can be your strength if you're very thorough with your NCRT, if you're very thorough with basic numericals. You're gonna score full on full in chemistry. That is our promise. The chemistry is coming really easy. Okay, so focus on chemistry, focus on NCRT, focus on basic formulas. That is it. That is enough. If you need any help related to formulas, related to what all equations do I need to focus on, you can always connect to us on our Telegram channel, and I will give you special notes. Which notes will, if you have exam for tomorrow, not for today evening, exam for tomorrow, those notes will suffice, and you don't need to revise NCRT. Just go through those notes and everything will be crystal clear. Now let us welcome your maths teacher, Namrata ma'am. She'll be here with the maths questions. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Actually, we have covered most of the chemistry questions. I think we have done approximately 19 to 20 questions. Okay? And if I find more questions, I will be back. I will be discussing all of them with you guys. Chalo, thank you so much.
All right, my ninja warriors, let me just wear the mic. Where is the clip of the mic? Okay. Okay, let me just figure out the clip of this mic. All right. Cool. Let's just begin with the next question of mathematics. All right. Duplicate. Give me a moment. Sir, can you call Mithun? But sir, ये अच्छा okay. हाँ, this is fine. सामने screen. हाँ, what this I done?
This you have done?
हाँ.
ठीक. Oops.
From
ठीक है.
current slide. ठीक है. Okay. All right. I am back. Yes. Let's begin with the question. Okay. So the question is from matrices, and you know what? From matrices, we've got very easy question which says determinant of 2a ka whole cube is given as 2 raised to power 21. This is the 8th question. We have done 7 questions before. This is the 8th question, and it is given that matrix A is 1 0 0, right? 0 alpha beta and 0 beta and then alpha. Okay. Now what we need to figure out is the value of alpha is what we need to figure out if it is given that alpha comma beta both belongs to positive integers, right? And the options are also given to us. Options are 5, 3, 9 and 17. Yes, let's start solving this. So we all know this property from this matrices chapter, and the property says whenever we have a constant inside the determinant, na, k raised to power n determinant A will be the property. Let's apply this property over here. So 2 times A ka determinant will be what? Here n is the order of this matrix. Order of matrix is 3 cross 3. So 2 cube determinant A. Right? So this is what? 8 determinant A. So basically 2 cube determinant A whole cube is equals to what? 2 raised to power 21. 3 3s are 9. So that means this would be determinant A 2 raised to power 21 upon 2 raised to power 9. This will give me, so whole cube. This will give me determinant A cube will be equals to 21 minus 9. Tell me in the chat box. So that would be 12, right? So 2 raised to power 12 or 4 ka cube. So determinant A is coming out as 2 raised to power 4, or we can call it as a 16. Right? Now what about determinant A? Who is going to tell me the value of determinant A from here? So I can clearly see alpha square minus beta square is the value of determinant A. So this would be alpha plus beta, and alpha minus beta, this would be equal to 16, which is nothing but 8 multiplied 2. The very interesting fact is alpha and beta both are positive integer, my dear students. So what I can do is, I can take alpha plus beta as 8, alpha minus beta as 2, so that alpha plus beta is 8, alpha minus beta is 2. The moment you add it, alpha will be 5, beta will be 3. Both are positive integers, and you know what? This is absolutely matching with my answer. Okay, this is absolutely matching with my answer 5. If it did not match with my answer, then I have to think something else. 16 multiply 1 maybe. So I can think of 4 multiply 4. Are you getting my point? But this option is matching. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the 9th question from the mathematics. Okay. So this is from differential equation. This is the second question we are getting from differential equation. First question from variable separable, and this question is from linear differential equation, clear cut linear differential equation. Let me just write it down. So dy by dx minus sine 2x whole upon 1 plus cos square x times y, that would be equal to sine x upon 1 plus cos square x, right? And it is given that y of 0 is 0 and y of pi by 2 is something which we need to figure out. The moment we see this question, or this is not at all a hidden question, direct question which resembles with dy by dx plus py is equals to q, where p and q are function of x, right? How to write the solution? So y multiplying integrating factor integration of q multiplying integrating factor dx plus constant of integration, right? So I already told you that linear differential equation is something which is gonna come in your JEE Main 2024, right? Let's just start solving it. Integrating factor, you all know, e raised to power integral of p. So minus sine 2x is what? 2 sine x cos x dx upon 1 plus cos square x. Right? The moment I take 1 plus cos square x is equals to t, na, it will become 2 cos x minus sine x dx is equals to dt. So with minus sign, with everything, this will become dt. This is t. So e ki power dt by t is what we need to figure out. So e की power log of t will be equal to t, that is 1 plus cos square x is your integrating factor. Now start writing the solution. So y multiplying 1 plus cos square x is equals to integral of q. What is q? Sine upon 1 plus cos square x. Sin x upon 1 plus cos square x is your q, multiplying integrating factor, which is 1 plus cos square x dx plus c. Cos 1 plus cos square x, 1 plus cos square x gone. Integral of sin x is minus cos x plus c, y 1 plus cos square. Y of 0 is given as 0. That means we need to satisfy 0, 0 over here. So y 2 and 0, 0, right? Yes. So yes, y multiply 1 plus 1 0 is equals to minus 1 plus c, and y of, so basically 0 is equals to minus 1 plus c, because y is also 0, right? So c is coming out as plus 1, and we are looking for what? The value of y of pi by 2. So y of pi by 2, so y 1 plus cos square pi by 2 is 0 is equals to minus 0, and c is coming out as plus 1, so y is coming out as 1. This is your answer. Yes, this is your answer. Absolutely right. Okay. All right, let me just move on to the next problem. Next problem is from the world of complex number, and trust me, complex number problem is not at all that difficult problem. So we have 10th question on your screen from the world of complex number, which says mod of z plus 1 is equal to alpha z plus, we have beta times iota plus 1, where z is given by 1 by 2 minus 2 iota. It is already given, by the way, z is already given, and we need to figure out the value of alpha plus beta, right? So mod of z plus 1, the moment I see this now, so z is what? Half minus 2 iota. Let me calculate half plus 1. I am putting the value of z over here. Minus 2 iota ka mod, that would be equal to, now what is this? Again half minus 2 iota plus beta. Beta times iota plus beta. Right? Okay. Right? Now calculate the mod. So this is 3 by 2 ka square. 9 by 4 plus 4 ka root will be equal to, basically what we need to do is take out the real part and imaginary part alag alag. So alpha by 2 and we have plus beta. Okay, alpha by 2 we have plus beta. Alright, this is my real part. What about my imaginary part? So imaginary part would be beta minus 2 alpha times iota. Now can you see on the left hand side we have only left hand side we have only real part. On the right hand side we have real and imaginary part both. So this has to go. This has to be 0. That means beta will be equal to 2 alpha. Beta will be equal to 2 alpha. The moment I keep beta is equals to 2 alpha, put the value of beta over here. So this will become alpha by 2 plus 2 alpha plus 2 alpha. That would be equal to 4 4s are 16. So 5 by 2. Yes, 2 2s are 4 plus 1 5. So 5 alpha by 2 is equal to 5 by 2. So alpha is coming out as 1. The moment you see alpha 1, you will see that beta will be 2 and 1 plus 2 will be equal to 3. Right? With this given data, I can say that alpha plus beta is 3. Okay? There is one student who is saying that ma'am, maybe this is z minus 1, not z plus 1. So that this is a memory based question. So this plus minus error might be there. I will be able to say once I receive the original paper. But this is the concept, right? This is the overall concept. Let me talk about the next question, 11th question. And you know what? The 11th question is from the world of functions, which says you have fx, composition of function. Fx is given to you and that is 2 plus 2x, right? And x belongs to less than 0 and minus 3. Okay, so 1 minus x by 2, where x is less than or equal to 1, greater than or equals to 0. Now you have gx as well. Gx is equals to minus x, x minus x when x is less than or equals to 0 and 1, and this would be x less than equals to 1, right? Anywhere you can apply basically equality. It doesn't matter over here, but here it will matter. So let me just check. In fx you have equality in something. Okay, so you, for fx you have equality over here, okay, not here. Yes, so this is your fx. Okay, so we can clearly see now, one thing we all can see, this gx is nothing but what? Gx is nothing but mod x, right? So if I have to, okay, so the question says that we need to figure out the range of fog x. This is the question. We have to figure out the range of fog x, right? So now to calculate fog x, I have to replace x with what? G of x, right? And g of x, by looking at the g of x, this is nothing but mod of x. So just replace x with g of x. What would I get? F of g of x will be equal to 2 plus 2 mod x. And this is when your x is negative. Basically when your x is less than or equal to 0 and minus 3. And 1 minus mod x by 2 when your x belongs to, when your x is strictly greater than 0, right, and less than or equal to 1. Got it? Yes, we have done nothing. We've got fx, we've got gx. We are looking for f of g of x ka range. So now by looking at gx, it is clear visibility that g of x is nothing but mod x. So why don't we replace? So we need to calculate f of g of x. So g of x is nothing but mod x. So this is x, that will be replaced by g of x, that is mod x. This is also x, this is also x. Now fog x will be equal to what? Tell me in the chat box. Can you see here, x is all negative. When your this is mod. So mod x cannot be negative. That means this is useless except x is equals to 0. Mod x can be equal to 0. So this interval is saying that your mod x is lying between 0 to minus 3. So mod x cannot lie between negative quantities. So only x is equals to 0 is what we need to consider the moment I see x is equals to 0. So at x equals to 0, I can see my function is becoming 2. Okay, and this is what? X belongs to 0 to 1. So that means my x belongs to 0 open to 1 close. My modulus x will get open with a positive sign, and my modulus x will get open with a negative sign when my x belongs to minus 1 to 0. Right, now we just need to plot f of g of x curve and we will get the range of fog x. Fog x is clear to you. For x is equals to 0, I am getting a 2. So x is equals to 0, I am getting 1 and 2. So this is solid circle. So 1 minus x by 2 from 0 to 1. Right? The moment I put 0 in this, now I will get what? 1. So I will get 1, but hollow circle. The moment I place 1 over here, I will get half. So it will look like this. The curve will look like this. And from here also it will look like this. Plot the curve. This is 1 minus x by 2, 1 plus x by 2. Can you see this is half? So the range is half close to 1 open union. One more element is there in the range. So this is range of f of g of x. Fog x belongs to, so this is the range. Yes, this is the range. Okay, so this is the final answer. So this was question number 11. Let's talk about 12th question. Okay, so 12th question is from integration. है ना, indefinite integration से we have a very direct question which says sin x minus cos x, and after that we have a sin square x dx whole upon, what do we have? Sin x cos square x plus we have tan x sin cube x. Yes, that's the integration. If I look at this integration, I am also scared ki what to take common, right? But then you know what, I can see this tan x is something which is off. Which is off from here. So what I can do is, first thing which I realize is I want to take common tan x. Tan x will be taken common. So sin x minus cos x. Sin square x is already here. Dx is also here. The moment I take tan x common, no? So tan x is common, that means this sin x has gone outside, and 1 cos x from the denominator. So this will become cos cube x. This will become sin cube x. Can you see that I am receiving some symmetry over here? So cos cube plus sin cube. That means I am getting a nice thing. Now tan x, I will be cutting tan x, writing sin x by cos x, and this sin x and this will get cancelled out. So I am left with what? Sin x minus cos x. Everything now is in terms of sin x cos x. Can you see this? Dx sin cube x plus cos cube x. I know that I should not write below this. Okay. Now sin cube x plus cos cube x can be taken as t. Sin cube x plus cos cube x is equals to t. So 3 sin square cos minus 3 cos square sin dx is equals to dt. The moment I take 3 common, sin x common, cos x common, it will become sin minus cos. Dx is equals to dt. Can you see this? Can you see this? Sin minus cos into sin cos. This whole numerator is becoming dt upon 3, and the whole denominator is becoming 1 by t, and the integration is so super duper easy. This will become 1 by 3 log of sin cube x plus cos cube x plus constant of integration. This is your answer, right? Okay, all right. So have a look at this integration question while I look into my next question. Okay. Next question is from, okay, so 12, 13. From relations and functions, I have my next question. Okay, so the question says that consider a relation. So we need to consider a relation which says a comma b is paired with c comma d. Right? This ordered pair is paired with c comma d in such a way that AD minus BC is divisible by 5. That means AD minus BC should be divisible by 5, right? What we need to figure out is whether this relation is reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Okay? Or the second option says symmetric hai but not reflexive and transitive. Third option says transitive hai but not symmetric. Fourth option says that this is an equivalence relation. Okay, equivalence relation. All right. So first of all, we need to understand that to check whether this relation is reflexive or not, basically both ordered pair should be equal. Yes. If A comma B, relation A comma B sits inside my relation, na, then only I can say that my relation is reflexive. We are checking for reflex. Okay. Now A comma B will sit inside my relation if and only if AB minus BA is divisible by 5. And you know what? This is becoming 0, 0 is all time divisible by 5. That means my relation is reflexive. So that means option B is wrong, right? And option A, C, D. Anything could happen. Let's check for the symmetric now. Okay, my relation becomes symmetric if A comma B will be in relation with B comma A. If this is possible, then I can say that my relation is symmetric. So A square, symmetric. So for symmetric, if I say that A comma B is in relation with C comma D, This implies that my C comma D should be in relation with A comma B. This is what the definition of symmetricity. So what I'm saying is, if this sits inside my relation, then this should also sit inside my relation. So if this sit inside my relation, that means AD minus BC is definitely divisible by 5, right? And what I'm saying is, now this should be divisible by 5. So CB minus AD, is this expression divisible by 5? So basically, can you see these two expressions are opposite sign of each other, equal in value but opposite of each other. If K is divisible by 5, if any expression, if I would say if K is divisible by 5, then minus K will also be divisible by 5. That means my relation is symmetric as well. So that means option C is also incorrect and D is also incorrect. Now I need to check. All right, basically I don't need to check. Okay, so D still could be my answer. So I need to check for transitive. Now for transitive, what I need to do is, so basically for transitive, I need to check if A comma B relation C comma D is there and C comma D relation with E comma F is there. Then this implies, this is if. Then this implies, am I writing below the L band? Okay, it's correct. Then this implies that A comma B relation E comma F should also be there. Okay. So for transitive, I'll give you an example. I'm saying that 1 comma C is in relation with 5 comma 5. Is it true kya? Yes ma'am. 5 minus 35. So yes, this is divisible by 5. So this will sit inside my relation. Now 5 comma 5 will be in relation with what? 7 comma 1. Yes. Right. So this comma this and this comma this. Now these two things should be related. So now if this is there, this implies 1 comma 7 and 7 comma 1 should also sit inside my relation. We need to check whether this sit inside my relation or not. So 1 1s are 1, 7 7s are 49. So basically minus 48, which is non-divisible by 5. So my relation is non-transitive. Are you getting my point? How to check transitive? This is related with this, and now this same thing is related to the third thing. So first and third should be related to each other. That we need to check. But if we are checking, then we are getting that no, it's not divisible by 7. That's why it is non-transitive. So only option A is correct. And D is also incorrect. It cannot be equivalence because it is not transitive. Okay, clear? Okay, which question are we at? 13th question. All right, let's talk about next question from the world of integration. Again, definite integration. Okay, so this type of question was asked in 27 January also. I forgot the shift, either in shift 1 or 2, but on 27 January there was one question similar to this, which is I is given as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay, x square cos x upon 1 plus e की power x dx plus integral again minus pi by 2 1 plus sin square x upon 1 plus e की power sin x raised to power 2023 dx. And this value is given as pi by 4 pi plus alpha minus 2. We are here to figure out the value of alpha. Correct? All right. So here, can you see this? That we have to apply King's rule over here. The moment I apply King's rule, na, so my expression I will be equal to what? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, right? So I need to replace x with what? Minus x, right? So minus x, similar. X square cos x will not get changed. 1 plus e की power minus x dx. Similar story over here as well. 1 plus e की power minus sin x raised to power 2023 and 1 plus sin square x will also not get changed. This is dx. Okay. If I solve it, so basically this will, so if I take LCM 1 plus 1 upon e की power x, if I take LCM na, so this will become basically plus e की power x, and over here this as well, and this will become e की power sine of x की power 2023. The moment you add these two quantities, you will get, after applying King's, you have to add. The moment you add, now, can you see denominator are similar? X square cos x will come common. 1 plus e की power x, 1 plus e की power x will be gone. So this is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. X square cos x plus 1 plus sine square x and dx. Again minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So this is also an even function. This is also an even function. For even function, minus a to a, 0 to a, twice of this expression will be there. So 2i is equals to 0 से pi by 2, twice of what quantity? X square cos x plus 1 plus sine square x dx. We need to calculate the value of this integral now. From here I would be applying by parts. X square is constant, cos x का integration sin x minus integration of derivative of, so 2x and cos x का integration sin x dx plus 1 का integration would be x, sin square x can be written down as 1 minus cos 2x upon 2 का integration dx. Okay, so x square sin x minus 2. Now x sin x. X is what? Constant. Okay, x is constant. Sin x का integration would be minus cos x minus of integral of sin x का integration would be minus cos x dx. And in here we have plus x by 2. Cos x का integration would be sin 2x by 4 plus constant. No constant because this is an indefinite integration. Yes. Okay. So x square sin x minus plus 2x cos x minus 2. So plus 2 sin x will be there, and we have plus x by 2 minus sin 2x by 4. Now we need to apply the limits 0 to pi by 2. The moment I put pi by 2, I will get pi square by 4. This will be 0, right? Pi by 2 will be 0. This is plus 2. Okay, this is pi by 4. And this is again 0. And that's it. Okay, the moment I put 0, am I actually x? Okay, so plus x is also there. Plus x, so that would be plus pi by 2. Right? Plus, if plus x is there, so that would be plus pi by 2. Okay, so this will become what? Half plus 1 by 4. This is 3 pi by 4, right? And so this is minus 2, sorry. This is minus 2. This is minus and this is minus 2. So I am getting pi square by 4 plus 3 pi by 4, and you have what? Minus 2, right? So that's what it is given to you. Pi square by 4 plus 3 pi by 4 minus 2. From here take pi by 4 common. You will realize pi plus 3 will be left out. So this 3 will be equal to alpha. Alpha is coming out as 3. So this was a lengthy question. A little bit lengthy was there. Okay. Little bit lengthy question is there in this expression. Okay. Okay, so this was time consuming, basically. That's what I wanted to say. So let's move on to the next question, 15th question. Okay, 15th question from mathematics, and by the way, this question is from vector algebra, which says that A, comma B, comma C are non-zero vectors, and B vector and C vector are what? Non-collinear vectors. Yes, B and C vectors are non-collinear vectors. B and C vectors are given as non-collinear vectors. Now this question is actually has some, this is a nice question, I would say. So B and C are non-collinear vector, and it is given that A plus 5B is collinear with C. It is given that A plus 5B vector is collinear with C. Okay, and b plus 6c vector, b plus 6c vector is collinear with what vector? With a vector. Okay, and it is given that if a vector plus alpha b vector plus beta c vector is given as 0, then we need to figure out the value of alpha plus beta. Right? Not a very difficult question, just the simple things what we need to do from here. It is given that B and C are non-collinear. Okay, so we will utilize this particular data later on because we can't do anything about it right now. A plus 5B vector, can you see, is collinear with C vector? That means I can write it this way. And it is given that B plus 6C vector is collinear with A vector. Can you see that I can actually put the value of B or C from somewhere else? What should I do? Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be taking out value of A vector from here. This is easier. A vector is lambda C minus 5B and I'll be putting it over here. So B plus 6C is equals to mu times A vector is what? Lambda C minus 5B. Right? Okay. So what I can see over here is B and 5 mu. So B vector will have coefficient 1 plus 5 mu. And C vector is having mu lambda minus 6. Okay. Mu lambda minus 6. Okay. Are you getting my point? Now it is clearly mentioned. Now it's the time we should utilize this. B and C are non-collinear vector. What does that mean? That simply means that we cannot write B and C in this particular manner. This particular way of writing is related to two collinear vectors. When two vectors are collinear, then only we are able to write this. So what does that mean? That simply means these two coefficients should be equal to 0. We can't write it this way. That means mu is coming out as 1 by 5 from here and lambda is coming out as minus 6 by mu, right? So lambda is coming out as what? Plus 6 by mu. So it is minus 30. Lambda is minus 30 and mu is 1 by 5. Right? Correct? Now just put the value anywhere to get the basically relation between this. So A vector plus 5B vector, lambda is what? Tell me. Lambda is minus 30. So plus 30 C vector is given as is equal to 0. This is what we are getting. Can we just compare it? Can you see this? This is again an easy question. Alpha is coming out as 5 and beta is coming out as 30. So 5 plus 30 is equals to 35. In the chat box, I should be able to see the correct answers. Yes, Akhilan, absolutely right. B of 0 is equals to C of 0. Okay, all right. So this was the question from vector algebra. Okay. Let me just figure out the next question. Yes, so another question is from statistics. So we have 8 different datas over here. So this is a calculative question. Nothing great in terms of concept. 60, 60, 44, 58, 68. We have alpha, beta, 56. These are the 8 observations whose mean is given as 58 and whose variance is given as 66.2. All right. We are looking for alpha square plus beta square value. Okay. So we know that variance, which is sigma square, is nothing but 60 ka square plus 60 ka square plus 44 ka square plus 58 ka square plus 68 ka square plus alpha square plus beta square plus what is this? This is nothing but 56. This is not 5 alpha, this is 56. 56 ka square whole upon 8 minus mean ka square, that is 58 ka square. Perfect. Okay, and this is given as sigma square, which is nothing but 66.2. If you add 3600, if you calculate it, now I have data, I have already calculated it for you, 2532.2532 and divided by 8 also. So 2532.5 plus alpha square plus beta square by 8 minus of 58 ka square, which is 3364. That is equals to 66.2. Yes, you just need to solve this, and what you are going to get is 7181.6. So alpha square plus beta square, yes, I agree, this is like very harsh on calculation, 7181.6, right? So this might take some of your energy and time while solving it, because you have to find out the square. Even if one single calculation error becomes, so your answer will be incorrect. So that's how you have to plan. You can plan this question in the very end of the session, okay, so that it won't affect your other questions. All right. Okay, so we have next question, right? And yes, 17th question. Okay, so this is actually very good question, which says that your fx is given as 2 raised to power x minus x square, right? So it is given that fx is equals to 0 has m number of solution and f dash x is equals to 0 has n number of solution. You are looking for value of m plus n. Fx is equals to 0, right? So this fx, we need to plot the curve of fx. To plot the curve of fx, I am just focusing on this. To plot the curve of fx now, I need to differentiate this. F dash x is equals to 2 ki power x log x minus 2x. I need to differentiate this curve, okay? Yeah, so f dash x is this, we have to check for this values as well. So 2 ki power x minus x square. Can you see one important point over here? That fx is becoming 0 at what point? At x is equals to 2, I can clearly see that at x equals to 2 and at x equals to 4. At these two values, can you see x is equals to 2? So 2 square will be 4. And 2 square will be 4. So I am getting a 0 at x equal to 2. At x equals to 4, I am getting 16. 4 ka square 16. That means at 2 points, so definitely I am getting this, right? Okay. Now tell me one thing. The nature of this fx. Can you see the nature of this fx? So basically, the moment I put infinity over here, no, what will happen? 2 raised to power infinity minus infinity square. So this is an exponential function. This infinity will be much, much greater. So infinity, greater infinity minus smaller infinity. So overall my expression, when my x is tending towards infinity, now my f is also tending towards infinity. Are you getting it? So that means this is how my expression, this is how my curve will be. Yes. So if I have to plot the curve now, so this is how my curve will be. It will go towards infinity. What about when my x is minus infinity? When my x is minus infinity, na? So 2 raised to power minus infinity, that will be 0, and this is infinity ka square, so minus infinity. So when my x is minus infinity, f is tending towards minus infinity. That means my curve will go towards downward thing, right? It will tend towards minus infinity. But you know what? One more thing. The moment I put 0 over here, what should I get? The moment I put 0, x is equals to 0. I need a value at x equals to 0. 2 raised to power 0 is 1. And this is 0. So I am getting a 1 over here. So that's how my curve will look like. My curve will look like this. Right? Yes. A student is writing Mark Turu, we should choose the questions wisely in the maths paper. Yes, 100%. You know what? If you feel that I won't be able to finish my paper on time, because many of the students are going to do that, are going to suffer with this thing, because question paper is lengthy. So what will make a difference? You have to choose your questions very carefully. If you are choosing smaller, easier questions now and the correct questions, then that would be the differentiator thing, because everybody is facing time difficulty, time management issue, right? Everybody will be able to solve very few questions in mathematics. So choose wisely, okay? So now this is your graph of f of x. Can you see 3 points? M is coming out as 3. M is coming out as 3 over here, right? Now, can you see one more thing, that your f dash x becomes 0 at actually how many points? At how many points, right? Can you see my f dash x is becoming 0 at 2 points? If dash x is 0, becoming 0 at 2 points, that means my n is equals to 2, right? And 3 plus 2, so 5 is the correct answer of this particular question. Okay, that's how you do it. This is one way. This is one way of solving the question. We have plotted f of x nicely, and we have realized, okay, so there are two basically points where I can draw a horizontal tangent. Horizontal tangent means my f dash x is becoming 0 exactly at 2 points. There is one more way of solving things. So let me just show you. Please ignore this. Okay. So fx is given as what? Tell me. 2x minus x square. This is very popular, right? 2 ki power x is equals to x square. You are looking for number of solutions of this only, na? So x square will look like this, right? And 2 raised to power x will look like this. Now you'll be telling me ki ma'am, how are you saying this? How are you making this intersect at how many points? Okay, sorry. Yes. So this will go towards. Yes. So now you must be questioning, ma'am, okay, 3 points, we can clearly see that 3 points of intersection are there. But how are you saying this, that this will not go like this? I mean, this can go like this also, na? Yu karke and then yu. How can you say that these two are going to intersect one more time? Why are you saying this? Let me just tell you. Because this is an exponential function. Realize one thing, 2 raised to power x is an exponential function, and you know what? Eventually they will meet again, because this white color ka graph is 2 raised to power x, and this graph will be ahead of x square. Obviously, because 2 raised to power x is an exponential function, x square is very basic function. So it will definitely go ahead of your x square. That's why it will surpass your x square. And you know what? Again, 2 and 4 are very easy to guess. This is one thing. This is f of x. So m is equals to 3 from here. And you know what? F dash x, if I calculate now, 2 ki power x log 2 minus 2x. So that means 2 ki power x is equals to 2 by log 2 ka x, right? So let me just plot it one more time. 2 ki power x, and this is what? Y is equals to kx. So y is equals to kx will look like this, and 2 ki power kx will look like this. Again, it will intersect at 2 points. Okay, because why? Because my exponential function will cross. Obviously, it will go ahead of your y is equals to kx line. That's why. So let me just plot this one more time nicely. Okay. So this is my, it will be a little steeper. So this is 2 raised to power x. And this is my line, which will look like this. So 2 points. This is another method. Okay. For last minute preparation, you are asking me about the tips. Okay, so for last minute preparations, I would say that what you can do is, you have 4 papers, memory based papers, I know, but from memory based papers, now 4 papers you have. From mathematics, you will be having at least 15, 30, 60 questions you are having. Just solve them twice. All the 60 questions, solve them twice. And you know what? Remember the formula related to those 60 questions. This is the last minute tip, and this is same for physics and chemistry. And you can't do much more than this, है ना. Focus on revision. I know that you will be feeling like, okay, I'm forgetting everything. No, that's not the case. The moment you see this question, everything will be recalled. Just solve these 60 to 70 memory based question nicely, write down the formula, and you're good to go. Relax. Okay. All right. So I'll be sending Shreyas sir now. Okay. I'll be sending Shreyas sir now. Okay. All right. Be there. And we will be back. Okay.
Yo, welcome back, welcome back. Let's do some more physics questions. And I have come up with many more questions in physics. So we have gotten lot more memory based questions. So we had done 15 questions in physics before mathematics and chemistry. So let's go to those questions. Let me just open them up for all of you. Let's see, do we have it here? I think it is this one. Yes, I think this was the last question which we did based on statements and capillary tubes. So please watch the previous recording as well, right? Whatever you have missed, please do that. Please watch it. All right. So let's begin. Vasu, I'm very good. And watch my session in the videos part where I have told you how to prepare and how to write the JEE exam. You can boost your score by 20 to 30 marks easily just by that session. How to exactly attempt the paper, JEE paper attempting strategy, watch that. And you can also watch my old videos on cheat codes. Those cheat codes and those guessing options blindly techniques will work even in these examinations, but for very few questions, maybe 2 to 3 questions, not more than that. You cannot guess the entire paper. If somebody has made a video on that, please don't watch it. Let's have a look at the next question, number 16, coming up on your screen, which says that in a YDAC experiment, source is placed exactly in front of one of the slits. That means the light will go like this and one of the light will go like this, and at point O you should get dark. At point O you should get dark. Usually you get bright, here you should get dark. So this length is equal to this length, but this length here and this length here, they are not equal. There is a part difference created, because of which there is destructive interference happening over here. There is destructive interference which is happening over here. So the delta x will be basically nothing but your odd times lambda by 2. Now the delta x is because of this and this length difference. So it is nothing but SS2 minus SS1. This is odd number because I want the minimum. Because I want the minimum distance between the slits. So the odd number will be 1. So odd number will be 1. So 1 lambda by 2. SS2, this is the hypotenuse in this right angle triangle. This distance is a d. This distance is small d. So this is nothing but root of d square plus d square using Pythagoras. So I can just write it as root of d square plus small d square. And this is SS1. SS1 is nothing but d is equal to lambda by 2. Now I will make use of binomial and then I will approximately find the answer and then I will get the final option which is correct. I will take d common outside. I'll take d common outside. I can write it as 1 plus d square by capital D square whole raised to 1 by 2 minus d is equal to lambda by 2. The reason why I did it is because I know small d is very small as compared to the denominator. So it is 1 plus a very small number raised to n, which is a binomial form. And when x is very small, I can use the approximation 1 plus nx. That is the approximation which I will use. So d into 1 plus n is nothing but half. X is nothing but d square by d square. All right, minus d. Now this is approximate lambda by 2. D cancels. D will cancel. So what will I get? Do I have space? No, I don't have space. I'll just write it over here. So I will get d square d square, correct? D square by 2d is equal to lambda by 2. That's what I'll get. This d got cancelled with this d. I hope that is clear. So 2 also get cancelled. That means d square will be lambda into d. So now substitute the values, you will get the answer. Lambda is 400 nanometer, which is 400 into 10 to the power minus 9. And d is 0.2 meters. So put it 0.2 over here and see what is the value that you are getting. I think you should get this as 2 root 2 into 10 to the power minus 4. This is nothing but 2 into 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 4, which is 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 4, which is 0.28 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters, which is 0.28 millimeters, which is 0.28 millimeters. Mohit Gaming, don't spam or else you will get blocked. Is that the right answer, everyone? Did everybody get it? Okay. So I've used binomial approximation. This is the third good question which was there in the entire physics paper. This was the third good question. Okay. Not all questions were good. Not all questions were above average or difficult. So this was a third good question. All right. So let's go to the next question coming up on your screen. Yes, the answer is 0.28 millimeters. Gallanometer converted into ammeter. This concept got repeated 2 times in the same paper. So that means it is a very important pattern or model of question that you should be focusing on. So over here, we can see that a current of how much, my dear students? A current of 8 amperes is coming. That is the range. And only in the galvanometer has a resistance of 8 ohms. How much current can go? Only 3 milliamperes can go. So the rest of it gets bypassed via the shunt resistance, like this. So this is the working diagram, electrical diagram of that galvanometer converted as an ammeter via a shunt or a bypass resistance. All of that 8 amperes will go here because 3 milliamperes is very, very small as compared to 8 amperes. So when I do 8 minus 3 milliamperes, it is approximately 8. This is 8 amperes. So this is approximately 8 amperes. Is that right, everyone? Now things are very simple because they are in parallel. Current is inversely proportional to resistance. Currents are inversely proportional to resistance. So current is 8 by 3 milli, which is 3 into 10 to the power minus 3, is equal to resistance's inverse ratio. So for 8 amperes, the resistance is Rs. So Rs will come here. And for 8 ohms, the current was 3 milliamperes. So 3 milliamperes will have 8 ohms over here, inversely related. 8 will cancel. So R will be 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohms, which is option number B for IIT Bombay. How many of you want to go to IIT Bombay? That is the answer. How many of you marked it? Let me know, my dear warriors. Everybody tell me. Understood? So this concept has got repeated 2 times. How many of you saw that? Yes, it has got repeated 2 times, my dear students. Yep, very good, very good. Alrighty. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel because the next shift discussion will start and the next JEE Mains preparation will start, the advanced preparation will start, the board preparation will start. We'll give you the rankings, expected cutoffs, all the important notifications, updates on this channel, the #1 JEE English channel in the country and the best JEE channel for the entire South India. So my dear students, make sure every student, every batchmate, every friend of yours is a part of this channel. Next one coming up on your screen. Here it is. What does it say? What does it say? There is a sphere of radius 4a. There is a sphere of radius 4a. It is centered at the origin and there are 2 charges. One is 5q, which is at 2a. So 5q, it is over here. This is basically nothing but at 2a distance. And at minus 5a, you have minus 2q. Minus 5a, this is this distance. You have minus 2q. This is at 5a but negative. So obviously this is only the enclosed charge. Only this charge is enclosed. This is inside and this is outside. So when I calculate the total flux through the closed surface, it is always the charge which is inside by epsilon naught. Charge which is inside is 5q. So 5q by epsilon naught should be the answer. How many of you got it? Very good. If you got the answer as 5q, Very good, very good. No problem with gaming. Yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the session. Yes, Gryffindor will be doing things for boards also, but I want that audience, I want those students to be on this channel. Keep this in mind. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Yes, 1 second. I'm not able to see the chats. I don't know why. Okay. Yes. Next question coming up on your screen. Next question coming up on your screen. Come on, please move ahead. Yes, 5q by epsilon naught was the answer. If the magnetic potential due to a magnetic dipole along the axis is this much, then find the magnetic dipole moment. If you are a part of my formula revision session, this was a cakewalk question, easy peasy lemon squeezy question. It was so easy, my dear students, direct application of formula. So whenever you have a dipole and you are taking a point on the axis, the potential at that point on the axis, because theta is 0, will be mu naught by 4 pi magnetic dipole moment into cos 0 divided by the distance square, and this is cos 0 because it is on the axis. So because it is on the axis, it is 0. Cos 0 is 1. So potential is how much? 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 SI units. Mu naught by 4 pi is 10 to the power minus 7. Magnetic moment, I don't know. And radius, distance is 20 centimeter. So it is 0.2 square. 0.2 square. So what is this becoming? 1.5 into, this is becoming 0.04 into 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 7. I think 10 to the power minus 2 will remain. When you bring it here, it will become 10 to the power plus 2. 10 to the power plus 2. So this will become 15 4s are 60. So answer, guys, use my technique. Ignore the powers of 10. Ignore the powers of 10. Just multiply and forget the decimals, forget the zeros. Just multiply the pure numbers. 15 4s are 60. 6 is there. How many of you used my technique? How many of you used my technique? Let me know in the chat box right away, right now. How many of you used my technique? Let me know, my dear warriors. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yes. So many of you. I hope you remember, and this technique will help you in many places, my dear students. Yes. Very good. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen. And here it is, question number 20. A solid cylinder rolls down an inclined plane of 60 degrees with an acceleration of this much. Find the value of x. This was, I think, integer type. So let's have a look at this particular question, my dear students. If, come on. Yes. Hurry. What just happened? Why is it not coming? I don't know, my dear students, why it is not coming. Please. Okay, let's see if I can turn on the pen. Okay, so basically this is the cylinder. It will roll down with some acceleration. And why the hell do I have such a thick pen? Okay, anyways, the acceleration formula is g sine theta divided by root of 1 plus the factor of moment of inertia. Because it's a solid cylinder, moment of inertia is mr square by 2. So that factor of the moment of inertia is half, 1 by 2. So that is that factor which has to be used. That acceleration is x by root 2. G is basically 10. Sine of 60 is root 3 divided by 2. And over here, that factor being half, so 1 plus half. So this will become nothing but, what will happen? Observe, this will just become x by root 2 is equal to 10 as it is, root 3 also as it is, 2 also as it is, and 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So it will become root 3 by root 2. Root 3 by root 2 over here. Right? I hope this is what it is coming out to be. Root 3 by root 2. So root 3 cancels. Root 3 cancels. And I am seeing that over here, this will become 10 into root 2 by 2. And this is x by root 2. Now this root 2 and this 2 will cancel. This will become root 2. This root 2 and this root 2 will cancel. So x will come out to be 10. X will come out to be 10. Just see how many of you got x as 10. Just see how many of you got x as 10, my dear students. Everybody? Very good. Very good. Yes, that's all you had to do. All right. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. Yes, answer was 10. Potential energy is 2x square plus 3y cube plus 2z. Find x component of force in newtons at x is equal to 1 meter. Question relating energy and force. This was a concept of work power energy where you learn PE curves, potential energy curves, and the relation between energy and force is studied. You also learn that in gravitation and electrostatics and magnetism. So, my dear students, over here, when I want to find x component of the force, I will just do the negative rate of energy change with respect to x. With respect to x. So, when I take the derivative of this entire function, I just have to worry about 2x square because y and z will be constant with respect to x. These are partial derivatives. So, the y component and the z component will not come over here. Y and z values should not come over here. Is that okay? So, this will become minus 2 into 2x, which is minus 4x. But x is 1 meter. So, this will become minus 4. So, that is your force in the x component. Force in the x component. So, that is minus 4, which is option B. How many of you got option B? Very good, very good, very good. Again, IIT Bombay is rocking. IIT Bombay is minus 4 is the answer. So, I think it was not marked, but this is the answer. Okay. So, I think we have one more question coming up on the screen. Question number 22. The maximum questions, as many as possible, you are getting on this channel. Shower your love, show your support, show your unity, show that, encouragement to the teachers, because only when we get that, we will show and reciprocate, and we will, do everything and anything that is possible for all of you. Remember that. Now, this shows that, this says that centripetal acceleration is 3:4 ratio for same radius. The ratio of the tangential speed is. So, relation between acceleration, velocity and radius. What is that? Acceleration is v square by r. So, v square will be ar. So, v1 by v2 whole square will be a1 by a2, because r and r would have got cancelled out. R are the same, radius is same. So, my dear warriors, v1 by v2 whole square will be a1 by a2, which is nothing but 3 by 4. So, v1 by v2 will be root of this. So, it will be root of 3. Root of 4 is 2. Root 3 by 2. Options look very, very confusing, but I think this should be the answer. Root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. Very good. If you got this answer, really, really proud of all of you. Very nice. Yes, that was the last question. Now, let me also remind you, now chemistry discussion will continue. So, don't go anywhere. Nandini ma'am is coming back for the remaining questions. So, you can see the energy and the positivity that we guys are trying to inculcate in all of you. And meanwhile, remember, if you want to prepare only for mains, that is the next attempt. And if you are disappointed for any reason, please consider joining these test series. Links are there in the description box. This is exclusively for the second attempt. New pattern based out of the current pattern, current trends of the first attempt. We have used machine learning algorithms. We have seen the trends. We have made a table of what NTA is doing in these current shifts. And accordingly, we have designed these new test series which are fresh in the market. These are not old tests. Remember that. With rank predictions and the test discussions. If you want advanced preparation, you want to enter into ITs, then consider joining this test. This one is 999 rupees. This is little over 1000 rupees. This will be the best test series for all of you, considering mains and advanced, all of them are together. Okay. And remember, if you want to buy the PYQ books, that option is also there. Exclusively for mains, 46 question papers, subject wise, year wise aligned for all the 3 subjects. Link is there in the description for buying it from Amazon. Just try it out, just see how the books look and order it. You will get it within few days. And if you want advanced also, those books are also there. They are called as the rank accelerator books, prepared by our Ekalavya team. Unseen questions, new questions for your JEE advanced preparation. All right. So this is going to be a big game changer in your life. Don't look anywhere. These are the only books which our toppers have been using years and years for now. and these questions are not there on the internet. These questions are not from any module. You will see these questions are very unique from advanced perspective. So you don't have to buy any other book. Again, this you can buy from Amazon. Link is there in the description box below. Check it out. So let's have Nandini ma'am on the screen now for the remaining chemistry questions. Nandini ma'am. All right. So all energetic right now. Everybody full of josh. Yes, very good, very good. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, my dear students. Yes, keep the josh high. Awesome, awesome. So let me just get the screen ready for ma'am. I think this is what chemistry paper is. I'm not sure which question number was going on, but ma'am will definitely help you out. So are you loving these discussions, my dear students? So today I got 266 marks and I am highest of my campus only because of you. Thank you so much, Padvaja. Means a lot. Means a lot. Yeah, means a lot. And I'm so happy for you. That is really good. 266 marks is really good. 266 marks is really amazing. Proud of you. And I really hope you get into IIT. Yes, we will also post a video on paper analysis as well. Okay, so your Nandini ma'am is here. Let's have a chemistry discussion. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So one more information, important information, that your answer key has been updated. You can check in the description box below. All the answer key for today's morning shift as well as for yesterday's exam has been updated. You can all go and check the description box below. Thank you. And now again we're going to start, bacha. 1 second. Yes. Let me refresh it. We're going to start whatever leftover questions. I have found even more questions. Students have given me more questions, so I have added them as well. Let us download this. Okay. How is the Josh? I'm so much scared, sir, tomorrow. Don't be scared, bacha. Looking at the trend, especially I can vouch for chemistry exam is going to be extremely easy. Take a chill pill. Only and only focus on what? On your NCERT things as well as your normal GOC. Okay? Everything is going to be really easy. Just do not panic in the exam. Do not panic. Okay, bacha? Okay. So the last set of questions for today, bacha, for the morning session, let us go. Can you look at the very first question on the screen? The very first question. 1 second. Yes, we are live. We are live. Let us take out the pen color. Okay. So the question is, find the incorrect. We've already done almost 20 plus or 23 questions. We've already covered. Now we are doing more questions which students have given us. Find the incorrect statement. Look at this level of question. This question is from thermodynamics and the question asks this: if the delta G value is negative for spontaneous reaction, is the statement correct? This statement is correct, right? Delta G has to be negative for a spontaneous, so this is a true statement. Is delta G positive for a spontaneous reaction? No, this is a false statement and we have to pick out the incorrect. So this is correct, and delta G is positive for non-spontaneous reaction. This is correct. This is correct statement. And delta G is 0 for reversible reaction. Again, the true statement. Correct. For reversible reaction, delta G is 0. At the equilibrium, delta G is 0. Always remember this. For spontaneous processes, delta G has to be negative, and for non-spontaneous, delta G has to be positive. This is a very basic thing based on your Gibbs free energy, which talks about the spontaneity of the process, right? So the correct answer is option B. Again, a very extremely easy question. Next, let's move on to the next question. A rhenium ion, again from your organic chemistry. This is again from the GOC part of your organic chemistry. A rhenium ion is not formed in bromination of aniline is. So what is the structure of aniline? I am first of all drawing the structure of aniline. Isn't this the structure of aniline, bacha? Isn't this the structure of aniline? 1 second. Yes, let us draw aniline somewhat like this. This is structure of aniline, right? Now, here the ammonia group, NH2 group, has what? It has electron pairs. Therefore, this electron pair will do what? Will do resonance with the ring and cause mesomeric effect, right? And due to the mesomeric effect, what will happen? The electron density will increase on the ring, right? It is increasing because it is giving its electron, so it is increasing the electron density on the ring. And at which positions the electron density will be increased? At the ortho and the para positions. How do we find out that? Through its resonating structures, right? NH2 group is an electron donating group, right? It is causing resonance inside the ring, and at the ortho and para position, electron density is increasing. Remember this. So if the electron density is increasing, ring is becoming electron rich. Now I have too many electrons. Now I have to carry out bromination. Bromination, bacha, means what? Like Br2 ion will attack. But what will be the electrophile? Electrophile here, bacha, will be your Br plus ion, right? Your Br plus ion now will attack at the ortho or the para position of your aniline ring, right? Because the attacking reagent is a positive thing. Positive thing means it's an electrophile. So wherever there is electron richness in the ring, electron density is increasing at ortho and para position. Therefore, bromine will attack only and only at the ortho and para position. So the correct answer, at the ortho position, bromine will attack. Yes, this is a correct answer. Will the bromine will attack at the ortho position? Yes. Will the bromine will attack at the meta position? No way. This is the incorrect option, right? And therefore, the correct answer is B. B is the correct answer because bromine will never attach at the meta position because the electron richness is only and only at the ortho and para. So, bromine will only attack at the ortho and para position of your arenium cation. ठीक है? चलो, next question. Next question. Okay, let's move on to the next question, bacha. Match the following. Again, very easy question. Match the following from your F block. Yeah, this is entirely, bacha, from your S block as well as a little bit from your P block elements, right? So the minerals in your P block and S block, okay, S block is not there, I know, but in your P block elements, all these minerals are present and are mentioned, and hence this screenshot, this match the following is again directly from your NCERT book. So the occurrence of fluorospar, bacha, is CaF2. Cryolite, bacha, is Na3AlF6. Bauxite, bacha, you have been reading about bauxite since your 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard, right? From your geography. In geography also bauxite is mentioned. Bauxite is a mineral of aluminium, right? Dolomite is the MgCO3 and CaCO3, right? So this is the final answer of this question. Again, a very basic fact-based question. The next question is, you have to find the K effective value if the K effective is K1, K2 upon K3. Okay? K means what? K means what, bacha? And even your activation energy is 1, activation energy 2, and activation energy, this is 3. Okay? 3 are given to you. This is 40, this is 50, and this is 60. These were the given values to you. So now what you have to do? Very easy. So what is the formula for K? For K, bacha, formula is E activation energy upon RT. Isn't this the formula for K? This is the formula for K. Now I will just be putting the formula in like K effective is equals to E to the power minus EA1 upon RT, okay, and then E minus EA2 upon RT upon E to the power minus EA3 upon RT. ठीक है. And now what will be the next step, बच्चा? ठीक है. The next step will be just write it as EA1 upon RT plus EA2 upon RT minus EA3 upon RT, right? And this will be your K effective, which means what? EA effective upon RT. So what I've done, I've just written down the dissociation constant in terms of activation energy. This is the formula. Remember this formula, right? So here what will happen? RT will cancel out, and hence therefore EA effective will remain what? EA1. What is EA1? EA1 is 40 plus 50 minus 60, right? So therefore EA effective is 60 joules. This is the correct answer. Very, very easy, extremely easy question. 30 joules, right? 30 joules. So this is the answer to this question. Everybody understood this? Everybody understood this? Yes, bacha, S block is deleted, but those things are mentioned when you read about other minerals. ठीक है, other minerals. For example, I will again go back to that slide. Fluorspar. Fluorspar is a mineral for fluorine also, right? Then cryolite is a mineral for aluminium. Again, P block element. Fluorspar, P block element, right? Bauxite, aluminium, P block element. Dolomite, again for your calcium, magnesium and carbonates. Carbonates means what? The carbonates contain carbon. So again your P block element, right? Next. Okay, so find Kc for the reaction. You have to find Kc. This again is a very, very easy question. Kc, and this reaction was given to you, bacha. 2NO forms N2O4 and Kp was given to you. Okay, Kc and Kp means what? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Then R value is given and T value is given. So here, bacha, you have to take advantage. What is Kp and Kc? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what is Kp and Kc? Tomorrow is your exam, or it can be even today. Hanji. ठीक है? So what is the formula, bacha? The formula is Kp is equals to Kc RT to the power delta N. Delta N means what? The number of moles, right? The difference in the number of moles from the product as well as the reactant. So can you find out delta Ng here? Delta Ng is what? These all are gaseous molecules, right? So in product there is just 1 mole of N2O4 formed, but in reactant there are 2 moles of NO2. Therefore delta Ng value is -1 here, right? So I'll just put all these value and figure out your Kc for the reaction, right? ठीक है? So Kp is given to you 36 into 10 raised to the power -2 is equals to Kc. Then R is given to you 0.0821 into temperature is given to you 300 Kelvin to the power -1, right? So you, whatever value comes will be your Kc, right? So what is the answer to this question? I think the Kc will come around to be 9. This is the final answer. Correct? Now this is again a very easy question, very easy concept. Use Kp is equals to Kc RT delta Ng. Only gaseous reactants will be considered here. Always remember this. Not liquid, no solid reactant, only and only gaseous reactants will be considered here to calculate the delta N, the difference between the moles in the reactants as well as in the product. Okay? Now, this is again the very last question that we have for you today. Oxidation number of chromium in CrO5. Let me see if I have any more. Yes, we have one more question after that. Oxidation number of chromium in chromium pentaoxide that was asked. So, bacha, chromium, this question has already been asked in your JEE Advanced last year, or probably last year, right? This question was asked in your JEE Advanced, and it has always been a trend, like whatever has been already asked in your JEE Advanced will get repeated in the next year of JEE Mains. And see, it happened already. So all the PYQs, you have to do all the PYQs which have already been asked either in JEE Mains or JEE Advanced if you want to score maximum marks in your IIT JEE 2024. So what is the number of chromium in chromium pentoxide? So this is a very popular compound. This compound, bacha, is blue in color, right? And you cannot find out its oxidation state as it is. You cannot say ki chromium, ma'am, chromium pentoxide means what? Because there are 5 oxygen present here, and hence chromium will be in +10 oxidation state. Wrong statement. Why, bacha? Because whenever you are calculating oxidation state using this algebraic formula, what did you do? You just do -2 into 5, right? Plus x. This is how you calculate this +10, right? But whenever you're finding out oxidation state using this algebraic formula, remember this, using this algebraic formula, and the oxidation state comes out to be more than the maximum oxidation state of the compound. Can chromium ever have +10 oxidation state? No. The maximum oxidation state that chromium exhibits is +6. Now, when you're solving through this, it is exhibiting +10. So this answer is actually wrong. So now what you have to do, bacha? Now you have to only calculate the oxidation state using its structure. So what is the structure of chromium pentoxide? It's Cr double bond O, and then O, and then O here, and then O here, O here, and then O here, and then O here. So it has a bacha butterfly-like structure. Butterfly structure. Can all of you see this has a butterfly-like structure? Can you see? I can draw a butterfly here. This is the wings of the butterfly, right? And this compound is actually what in color? Blue in color. Okay? So this is chromium pentoxide. And now calculate the oxidation state of this compound. What will be the oxidation state? So what is the rule for calculating oxidation state using the structure? Just count the number of bonds attached to the chromium. How many bonds are attached? 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond, 4 bond, 5 bond, and 6 bond. Correct? So these are what, bacha? 6 bonds are attached through this structure. So the oxidation state of chromium here will be +6. Simple. Count the number of bonds whenever you're finding the oxidation state using the structure method. Then count the number of bonds attached and just write whatever is the number of bonds, that will be its oxidation state. So here chromium is in +6 oxidation state. Easy? Yes. Very good. ठीक है? So remember this thing. If you are calculating oxidation state using the algebraic formula and the oxidation state somehow comes out to be more than the maximum oxidation state that element can exhibit. For example, chromium can never show +10 oxidation state because the maximum it can show is just +6, right? So this formula here, this method of calculation is entirely wrong. We have to draw the structure and then only calculate the oxidation state, count the number of bonds, and then the oxidation state will be correct. Now the last question for chemistry, last question for your JEE 2024 exam. Okay, now we finish it here. Number of compounds with bond order 1 and is paramagnetic. Bacha, I'm going to teach you a very interesting, it is interesting, but also very accurate trick that you can use in all of your exams. Please learn this trick. You don't have to ever calculate the bond order ever again if you know this trick. What you have to do, you just have to make a table like this. Make a table like this, okay? Okay, so for example, when the number of electrons is 1 can be 2, can be 3, can be 4, can be 5, can be 6, can be 7, can be 8, can be 9, and can be 10. Okay? These are the number of electrons I'm writing here. So when the number of electrons, bacha, is actually 1. What? 1. Okay? Then write the bond order. The bond order for 1 will be 0.5. For 2 will be 1. For 3 will be again 0.5. For 4 will be 0. For 5 again will be 0.5. For 6 will be 1. For 7 will be 0.5. Okay? For 8 will be 0. For 9 will be 0.5. And for 10 it will be 1. Okay? What I'm doing here, bacha, I'm just doing nothing. I've started with 0.5. And then I increase 0.5, and then again decrease 0.5, then again decrease 0.5, then again increase 0.5, then again decrease increase, then decrease, then decrease, then decrease, then increased. Okay, so this is 0.5, 0.5, I'm increasing and decreasing, that is it. Just remember this trend, correct? Now what I'm doing, bacha, now I will calculate for more number of electrons. For 11, the bond order starts from for 11, the bond order starts from 1.5. Correct? So just write 1.5. For 12 electrons. These are what? These are number of electrons. These are number of electrons. Correct? So if the number of electrons is 11, the bond order will always be 1.5. If the number of electrons is 12, the bond order will be 2. If the number of electrons is 13, bond order will be 2.5, 14, 3, 15, 2.5, 16, 2, 17, 1.5. Okay. Then 18 will be 1, 19 will be 0.5, and 20 electrons it will be 0. Always remember this table. This table will be helpful for you. You don't ever have to calculate any bond order anymore in your entire life. This is absolutely correct formula for any and every molecule, right? Now again, for paramagnetism, always remember when the number of electrons are even. If the number of electrons are even, all the molecules will be diamagnetic. Remember, even means if the number of electrons is 12, all the compound will be diamagnetic. But if the number of electrons are odd, then the compound will be paramagnetic. This thing is always followed, except in 2 cases. There are 2 exceptions. One is in the 10 number of electrons and the other is in 16 number of electrons. Right? For 10, even though, what are the number of electrons in 10? 10, which is an even number. So according to this formula, the number of electrons with 10 should be diamagnetic, but the species with 10 electrons is always paramagnetic species, and similarly the species with 16 electrons is always a paramagnetic species. So these 2 are the exceptions. Otherwise, for even number of electrons, the species will be diamagnetic, and for the odd number of electrons, the species will be paramagnetic, always except these 2 exceptions, right? Now calculate the number of electrons in each of the following cases, right? Now let us calculate for helium 2 plus. What is the total number of electrons in helium 2 plus? 2 electrons. 2 electrons, therefore the bond order will be 1, right? The bond order will be 1, but it will be a diamagnetic species, right? It will be diamagnetic species. Similarly for O2 2 plus, right? What will be the number of electrons in O2 2 plus? O2 2 plus means what? 16 minus 2 is what? 14 electrons. 14 electrons, which means what? The bond order is 3. What is the bond order, bacha? For 14 electrons, it is actually 3. 3, and for 14 electrons, it will be diamagnetic again, right? So you can calculate in every case. For O2 2 minus, the number of electrons on O2 2 minus is 18 electrons. 18 electrons means 1 is the bond order, which means what? This is again a diamagnetic species, right? But for B2, can you see B2 here? B2 is the only species which has, B2 has how many electrons? Boron. Boron has a total of 10 electrons. 10 electrons means what? The bond order is 1, but it is a paramagnetic species, right? So the correct answer is actually boron. Can you calculate? Now using this trick, you never ever have to calculate any bond order or its magnetic properties, right? So isn't this a very, very useful trick and technique to calculate bond order and magnetic behavior? I hope you liked it, and please like the session, subscribe to Vedantu English, and we'll be back again in just probably 1.5 hour at 6:30 or around 7 with the shift 2 paper, right? And we'll be discussing the shift 2 exam. And this is a very important trick if you are taking exam. If you just have an exam in just 1 hour, then this technique will be very, very useful to you, right? And please, if you are looking for the answer key for the morning shift exam for today, it is there in the description box below. Please click on it and look at the answer key and let me know how many of you are scoring 160 plus marks. Let me know in the comment section. ठीक है? Thank you so much. We've discussed entirely, probably the entire JEE 2024 paper for the morning shift for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.